Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody? We're in the building for another great episode of Primetime Talk on the Coach Me Coach podcast with Coach Hayes. Woo, we got a lot to talk about and a little bit of time to do it. So let me know everything looks good, sounds good. I see y'all already up in the comment section, rocking and rolling. But let me go ahead and get this thing, make sure I can hear everything properly. You guys can hear everything properly, and we get it rocking and rolling. But so just we don't have a little bit of dead air, just to let you guys know, the WREs are rolling right now. That is the Watch, React, Evaluate, where we break down all of the top talent in the nation. They're coming out hot, so make sure you watch them. Yeah, if you don't like them, or maybe they're not going to your school, I get it, but support Coach Hayes, man. Just throw the video on, let it play. They're about 10 minutes long, I guess. Some of them, if they're real good, I make them about 15 because I really like the video. But anyway, go ahead and just watch those. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button on those as well. As also hit the like, share, and subscribe button right here as well. If you're not a subscriber already. Also, if you'd like to become a member, we could definitely make it happen. Let's go into a little bit of roll call. I guess everything does sound good, so we're good to go. Real quick, Jay Brown turning into the black Coach JBIC. I tell you, y'all cats, isn't it ironic your name is Jay Brown and you talking about Coach Jason Brown? You tell me I'm turning into somebody? Ha! Yeah, all right. Whatever. CBW. It wasn't a pro day. It was Colorado's showcase. Okay. We're talking semantics. I get it. Sponsored by no other than the man himself. And no, don't come into his house telling players how to run. They've been running all their life. Coach T in the building. Way to go. They'll be ready for the UFL draft. Wow, that's tough work right there, Coach. And DC Carson Music in the building. What's up with you, baby? What up, Coach Hayes? What's happening with you, man? I appreciate y'all coming through. We're making it happen today. Well, Coach Prime is going viral again, as he does. During their pro day, Colorado had their pro day, or the showcase, as CBW said. Whatever. Well, y'all tough out here, boy, in these old Colorado Colt streets, boy. I tell you, y'all tough. But anyhow, I titled the show, Coach Prime Confronts NFL Scout at CU Pro Day. Is this bold leadership or cross the line? You got to tell me. We have the video here. I'm going to go ahead and pop it up on the screen so you guys can actually see. I know I'm playing it in the background. I'm trying to get it from the beginning. Let me pop it down here at the bottom. All right, here we go. I'll play this right quick just so for you guys that didn't, or ladies that did not get opportunity to see what all the fuss is about. This is what it is right here. And I'll play it a couple of times just so you can kind of get context, because I believe context matters.
Don't start how y'all been started. Just let him do y'all thing, all right? We get all the white. Do what y'all do. Don't worry. 1, 2. We supposed to be the white. Don't start how y'all been started. Just let him do y'all thing, all right? We get all the white. Do what y'all do. Don't worry. 1.
All right, so that's the video, and some people I see Marcellus Wiley, if I said his name right, he's saying Coach Prime say F that man. I've never known Coach Prime to curse. I don't believe that's what he said, but if he did, he a grown man, and if it came out, then so be it. But as you see right here in the clip as well, right up here at the top, Deion Sanders Jr. says he was talking about you can't use the white line, but you can. You can take up all of the white line as you want, all right? And so I think that's where a lot of the controversy happens, right, in this situation. Now, this pro scout, I believe he came in and was just trying to maybe give the guy some pointers. And I will say this, when it comes to that white line, that's what they have there. But the parties that I'm hearing, and again, this is why I hate clips. I like to see a minute before and a minute after because it helps you get more context, right? But let me pop myself back up here. But when you look at what the guy is talking about, when he's talking about coming in and getting set, he was really talking about, you can't pop your hand down and just take off because, again, these are hand times. So you have to give the timers an opportunity to get ready. So that's where the 1-2 that you heard in the video he's talking about. Okay. And I know I watched a lot of different content creators talk about this. Some people are just talking. Some people know what they're talking about. I'm never a guy that really points the finger like that. I don't like doing that because no one's 100% right. No one's 100% wrong. But what typically happens, and I know it's Coach Prime, so things are not typical, but what typically happens is there is a 2-second pause in there so the timer can be ready. They do the same thing in track. They don't say ready, set, pow, and just shoot the gun. There is a time in there, okay? There's a pause in there for that particular reason. And so it ain't like, back in the day when you were a little kid running around the backyard. On your mark, get set, go. Most people say on your march. On your march, get set, go. It doesn't work that way. And when Coach Prime came in and said what he said to the gentleman, a lot of people had some uproar about it. Some people, as we see here, CBW says, don't come in the man's house telling his players how to run. They've been running all their life. Okay, that's fair. I'm not tripping. All right. But I do think that Scout was being genuine, trying to give them some tips. Now, I will say this. I understand where Coach Prime was coming from in this. I really do. I don't necessarily maybe agree with the approach, but I understand why he did it. I remember having practices and college coaches and scouts come to your practice. They walking all through your drills and stuff. And I've had to tell some college coaches, hey, coach, I need you to stand in this area over here. Coach, can you? Right? Because Coach Hayes can't go to the University of Alabama. Hell, I can't go to the University of Miami. I can't go to Colorado and walk through their drills. Right? Just because I'm on the field. Right? I got the luxury to be down on the field at their practices. So there is a level of respect. I totally understand that. I totally get that. And I totally understand what Coach Prime was doing. I don't necessarily agree how it was done. But he's a grown man. Like I say, that's his crib. CU is his crib. You do it how you want to do it. Respect it or not, it is what it is. Personally, I would have probably pulled this gentleman to the side and said that, and then I would have addressed my players and said, hey, guys, you know what? He may have been trying to help y'all, but y'all been practicing the way y'all been practicing this thing. Do what y'all do. I wouldn't have done it in that particular manner because I don't think the gentleman was coming with malice, right? I don't think he was coming to sabotage the players. I think he was coming to let them know kind of what the standard is and just everybody hear it. But, tomato in that sense, it is what it is. But like I said, we open up the phone line. I want to hear what people got to say in regards to what y'all think about it. But I'll play it again right quick so you guys can see it. Because here's what's interesting. Look at some of the players. I believe this is Travis J right here with the hoodie on. I'm not sure the light skin dude is with the afro.
2. You supposed to get the white. Don't start how y'all been starting. Just let me do y'all thing, all right?
I look at my man with the afro. He gave him the side eye like, damn, dog, you just going to take that on the chin? Right? And I believe Prime didn't say F this man. Maybe he said forget this man. Maybe he said F this man, but didn't use the word. Maybe he just said F this man, right? I know a lot of people that don't curse, but they'll say, F that or F this or, man, kiss my A. I've never heard Coach Prime curse. I don't think this was a moment where it was curse worthy to break your, I don't know if you're going to call it a code or your thing of not cursing. So it is what it is. All right. But this guy took it on the chin, as he should have.
We get all the money. Do what y'all do.
And so he did what he did. When it comes to that white line, everybody got a different rule and a different thing, man. So that's what that is. Uh-oh. Put your face back up. All right. So let me put this back over here. We can have it and keep it. All right, we open up the phone line. If you guys want to start chopping it up, calling in and talk about it, what's your thoughts on it? And while I'm waiting on the phone line to come through, I'm going to talk about a couple of other live streamers or content creators. Marcellus Wiley in particular. I saw a couple other people. I don't necessarily agree with their take either. I think their take was BS, to be honest. Yes, Coach Prime is going to be a big deal. I totally understand that. But at the end of the day, I think Marcellus Wiley saying, F this man, or, you know, I don't get it, but, you know, it is what it is. I guess it is what it is, Coach Prime. But anyway, here's the number right here, 862-799-9956. Make sure you go ahead and call on in, and we can chop it up and talk about Coach Prime. And here's the thing. The real question is, do you think that was bold leadership, or do you think Coach crossed the line? Or maybe it was a combination of both. Like I said, I totally understand what Coach Prime was doing. I don't agree with how he went about it, but that's okay, right? He beats to his own drum. And like I said earlier, I would have pulled the gentleman to the side. Hey, Coach, can I holler at you for a second? Boom. And then I would have went to my players and said, hey, guys, listen, you know, the gentleman may be trying to help y'all, but y'all been training for this day. This your moment. Stay focused, blah, 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 right? Because call a spade here. A lot of people say, oh, well, the gentleman that came in, because nobody has identified him yet or what team he's affiliated with. The gentleman that came in was trying to mess with the psyche of the player. But that interaction may have created something in the psyche. You saw the light-skinned cat with the afro kind of look like, uh-oh, we got beef. You know, who knows? But again, you can always skin the cat from the front to the back. Oh, all right. Drew says the Scout is affiliated with the Broncos. Oh, right down the street. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, shout out to the Broncos, Drew. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for that. Little Juan says, Coach, hey, oh, God. Mario doesn't go people's pro day video, being your pro day cursing, trash, and taking over video, making about him. So like Suge Knight once said, come down to Miami if you got time. Juan, man, go to bed, Juan. Go to bed. All right. Drew, appreciate it. Says you bet. Love the channel. Thanks, Drew. Thanks a lot, man. Anyway, like I said, the phone number is here, 862-799-9956. What's your thoughts on this whole thing? All right. I haven't had opportunity to watch any of the practice videos. I heard Charlie Offerdahl is out there balling. We know he kind of went through that last year. He was the starter to start off the spring. I guess he's running with the ones. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Hell, maybe we may pull some of that video up here. I haven't seen it. We can look at it together, but that's what it is. But, you know, I say this all the time about the videos, right? And Prime says this too. The spotlight is going to shine on the good and the bad. It's going to shine on the good and the bad, right? And when you leave your window open for people to see inside your house, you're going to receive praise, and you're also going to receive criticism. You're going to receive love. You're going to receive hate. Y'all remember Do the Right Thing? Remember that? Love, hate. Y'all remember that? Radio Raheem. Shout out to the old heads in the building. Matter of fact, hey, Spike Lee, send me a sponsorship deal, man, because I'm plugging your stuff. Y'all on Netflix right now. So if you haven't seen Do the Right Thing, you should be ashamed of yourself and go watch it, man. Great movie. But anyway, you know, that's just kind of where I am. And when I look at this stuff and I look at Coach Prime and I say, hey, man, you do what you got to do, you push it on, and so forth. You know, I don't think we talked about Jimmy running a 4.40 in there. I think it's a phenomenal time, bro. Right? But the hand time is going to be faster than the laser. Right? The hand time is going to be faster than the laser. You could try your best to roll out of a laser. It's light speed. You can't trick the laser, right? So when you rolling out of it, you're trying to move faster than the guy can do it. Remember, he's 40 yards, 120 feet at the end of your run. and he's looking down the line. So when guys try to get down, and that's what the gentleman is talking about, get down, hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, then you can take off the end or you can hold it a little longer. That's fine. Now, the white line part, I don't know. I have to be honest. I can't speak to the white line. Should your hand be behind that white line? Should you be able to use all of that white line? Like, so say a white line is this thick. Does your hand have to be behind it here? Or could you be on the edge of that white line? I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. Gregory Davis says, this is why as a player, you got to build relationships with scouts yourself. Yeah. And I'll say this. I don't believe and I don't think that what happened there will tarnish any of those players' opportunities. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I know some people are going to run with that. Oh, well, this dude didn't get drafted because they hate that Coach Prime checked the dude. Man, this is a multi-million-dollar business, bro. Multi-billion-dollar business. And if somebody is butt hurt because the coach said, do what you do, forget that man there and do what you do, it is what it is, Now, again, context matters. I don't know. Coach Prime's dealing with this gentleman. They may have had an encounter prior to. We don't know. And that's why I always say context matters. You take these 5 to 10 second sound bites and clips and you run with it. Nothing but speculation, right? Nothing but speculation. Who knows? Okay. I'm going to show you exactly how speculation goes. If you rewind this tape some, Coach Prime and that gentleman probably could have had some words. Or you can rewind this tape some, and maybe one of the strength coaches said, hey, Coach Prime, that dude over there trying to sabotage our players. And he go over there, boom. Just because a strength and conditioning coach says something. But if you don't have the full picture, it's hard to make a true evaluation, right? An honest evaluation, I guess, should be the right way to say it. Bipolar. No NFL team wants to deal with Deion's behavior. They're not dealing with Deion. Once they leave, that's done. It's over with. So, somebody want to deal with it, though, bipolar. Yeah, I think they had 30 of the teams there, if I'm not mistaken, out of the 32. So, it is what it is, bro. It's part of this process, and I totally understand it. Go ahead and hit the phone line up, 862-799-9956. Feel free to call in. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. Juan Manuel, one day you're going to call in. I would love to hear your voice. Coach T, DC Carson, where y'all at? Anything is everything. You better call in. You want to know why you better call in? Because I saw your comment in there talking about, man, I done missed the show, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So anything's everything. Make sure you call on in. Hey, Coach, what did Travis Spider-Man to run in the 40? I don't know what he ran in the 40. I have no idea. I don't even know if he ran the 40. So I really don't know. I can't speak to it in essence, man. So it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Y'all too funny. Y'all too funny. But let me see here. Since anybody calling in, where can I find the practices? Let's look at some practice. Practice? Let's look at some practice tape. Well, since everybody be so enamored with this kind of stuff, let's look at the practice tape. Is it on Well Off Media? Let's see here. Okay. Let's see, we got a little something right here. Let's see what we got. I'll get out of here with that advertisement. All right, this video is called We Were Disciplined. We Wouldn't Have to Do This. All right, let's find out what he's talking about. Let's see what they're talking about up here. Get these advertisements out of here. I don't want to hear all that. Appreciate you, Coach.
He's out of there, but I want you in your back field around by right. Not running out of there, but like a slow bump. Yeah. Work on that today. Okay? But don't get too here, don't get too there. Just stay right on the inside shoulder. Okay? I want you to work on that all day today. There's going to be another way to skin you.
Did Coach Prime just say what I said? It's another way to skin the cat. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to McKinney in the building. Another way to skin the cat. I love what he's talking about, right? He's talking about this is a back pedal pacing drill. You don't have to fly out of that, right? The guy's not pressuring you. You don't have to fly out.
This could be another way to skin the cat.
Oh. Well, that's Kate. That's Kate Salty in the building. The big tiger at when you need him.
Hey!
Oh, who's number 3? Is that Juju? Who's number 3? Juju?
Give me a T. Yes, over here. You ain't did shit that last rack. Get back in there. Hey.
I got a question. Who's this guy right here with the white mouthpiece hanging out? Is he on scholarship? Is he on? Let's see. Oh, who's 33? Who is 33? Somebody get this man a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Hey, Terrell. If they don't want him to get treated how we gonna treat him, they should put his ass out. Come here.
Hey, I love this coach. Give it to him. Don't feel sorry for him. If they don't want him to get done dirty, don't put him out there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get your hands off your hip. Yeah, baby. And look at what I love about Coach. Watch him slap his hand off his hip. Watch this.
Hey, Terrell.
Yes, sir. There's some coaching going on up in here, man. Huh? There's some coaching going on.
Hey, Terrell. If they don't want him to get treated how we gonna treat him, they should put his ass out. Come here.
I don't see how y'all could watch this and get anything from this. This is amazing.
So F-Brain, what you got? What coverage is that?
Oh, y'all see this red line down here? Can y'all see this red line on the field? Yeah, anybody know put in the chat if you know what that red line is. That's important right there. Y'all see this red line going down the middle of the field, down the side of the field, outside the numbers? Please, if you know in the chat, let me know what you think that red line is for.
It's cover 9 right there. What coverage is that, Smitty? What y'all call that?
It's cover 9 right there. Cover 9. We got y'all cover 9.
You got some on your issue.
What up, son?
He's stitching. Work the edges, Eli. Let's go.
Ready, move. Right? Fall up the table. Don't do it. Hey, don't do it. Fall up the table.
Ooh, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Sal, fall off the table. He telling you, get that lean, baby. Go through it with your rip. Get that lean. The red line represents the hash of the NFL. CBW, no. That is not what that red line means. That is not what the red line means. You'll see it in another video. They'll be going around that curve. Not that particular. You see it right here. You can see the red line. Actually, you can't see my my mouse. It's hidden. But if you look right behind Sap's feet, you'll see that red line. That red line is not for the NFL hash. Sorry, CBW. Apologize.
Second round. Second round. False start. Offense. That's yours. You wrong.
We went ahead.
I love it, Coach.
Come on, Mark. Let's go. Let's go.
Y'all tell me this. I want y'all to be straight up with me. So from the old school, not an old fool. Do you ever remember my generation? Your mother calling in sick. I don't remember. That's where I get my work ethic from. My mama. I don't remember.
Yes, sir.
I do because I was booking you.
Let's see some action. What are you doing here?
Straight mental yourself into anything you want, and you can talk yourself out of something that you really want. It's straight mental. We wouldn't have to do this if we were disciplined. It's hard to be disciplined. Let me say this right. It's hard to be disciplined off the field if you're not disciplined on the field and vice versa. If you're undisciplined on the field, your life is undisciplined. There's no way you could come out here and everything is right in life. You're on time, you're doing this, you're doing your schoolwork, you're doing everything, and then you're disciplined. Come on, man. Come on.
Believe this or not, that was Springer's about. I had to be honest with Prime. I mean, I'm done with the video. That's whatever. But to the credit, man, that's what Springer's about, creating the discipline, right? Especially when you do things the way Prime does it. You bringing in a lot of guys from a lot of different programs that may not understand how you want things done. They may have come from programs that were a little lax or that wasn't a priority, right? What Prime deems a priority, that other program didn't, right? So he's got to get them in shape and in focus. So I get it. That's what spring is for. You're supposed to dog them out, break them down, to build them back up. I'm all for it. We got Jen in the building. Undisciplined. Oh, Lord, Jen, you killing them. But let me tell you what that red line is for. It's a divider line for DBs for leverage. And if you watch my WREs, and if you watch maybe some of the good, bad, and uglies where I break film down, I talk about inside or outside leverage. That red divider line, which is not on a regular football field, meaning like on game days, you won't ever see it. But it's put there to give the DBs to understand when you should be inside or outside leverage. If that player is outside of that red line, closer to the sideline, you should be inside leverage of him. If he's inside that red line, then you can work outside leverage of him. It's a divider line to understand leverage. So I appreciate you, CBW, for at least trying, but the red line represents the hashes of the NFL. Actually, the hashes in the NFL are right on the goalpost. So you know how the goalpost is like this? The hashes sit right on that goalpost. So they're actually very narrow in the NFL. So the ball is usually always in the middle of the field. And I guess I'll give another trivia question. Why are hash marks different in high school, college, and then the NFL? Why in high school are they wider? College, they come in NFL, they basically almost in the middle of the field. Anybody can answer that question? It'd be great. I would love to hear if you understand that part. Why are the hashes different? This is important. Why are the hashes different? Marcus says the red line. Well, y'all tough, boy. The red line was for Shador, so he's so slow, it let him know if he's sacked. Man, y'all tough. King Kyle, who lined those pictures up for you? I did, man. Where you been, King Kyle? Huh? What are you talking about? I know how to use a ruler and a level. You like what I did there? I mean, they perfect, baby. They perfect. William Hopkins, Coach Hayes, what are you on tonight? I might be talking about Prime, but I'm on that cane juice, if you understand me. And every pizza is a personal pizza. Watch this. If you believe in yourself, that's what I'm on tonight, William. Appreciate it. That's what I'm on tonight. I'm also on this phone, man. 862-799-9956. Y'all feel free to call on in. I don't know. There you go. Say with you, brother. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, William Hopkins. Shout out to you. Damn, dog. Why I gotta be lying, King Kyle? Why I gotta be lying? Why y'all can't believe I'm a Renaissance man? Dog, I can do it all, man. Huh? Gregory, one thing I would say, the people have to speak to them is gold. He had Champ Bailey come in recently. Hope they're taking advantage of the opportunity. Of course. Of course. And that's prime superpower, man. That's prime superpower. I mean, hell, think about it. He played with a lot of these guys. He's built those relationships. Yeah. I mean, why not give back, right? Y'all would do it. If y'all had a buddy that was doing something and you could bring value to whatever they're doing and they say, hey, King Cobb, can you come by and show your hater ways? You should be chomping at the bit to get over there, right, King Cobb? You should be like, boy, I can't wait to come over there and hate on you, coach. Anyway. Byron Hill says NFL hash is more narrow to have more balanced passing game. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. It may create a balanced passing game, but not necessarily. Again, the question was, why are hash marks different in high school? Why are they further out? And in college, they come in, and in the NFL, they right on the goal post, on the upright, basically right down the middle of the field. Why is that? Anybody can answer that question. That'd be great. That'd be great. We got 79 in the building. I appreciate y'all coming on, man. And hey, man, y'all, we just hanging out. We just had our 5th year anniversary here on the show. We rocking and rolling. Like I said, the WREs are back in effect. But if I can't get an answer in like the next minute or so, I'll let y'all know. King Kyle, matter of fact, why don't you tell me why the hashes? King Kyle, tell me why the hashes in high school, college, and NFL are lined up the way they are. Since you are the knower of all things, huh? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And anybody else, tell me when is Colorado? Did they cancel their spring game? Is that what it is? I'm not sure. I know Miami has their game on Saturday at 4:00. I think it's 4:00 on campus. 4:00. So that's what that is, man. We ready to rock and roll. Well, y'all be scared. Why y'all so scary to call in, man? I know it's somebody back there hating ready to call in. Call on in. Huh? Somebody hating on Coach Prime. I'm finna defend him on this one. Like I said, my only thing about him confronting the scout was I didn't necessarily care for how he did it. I totally understand why he did it, but I didn't necessarily care for why he did it. Hey, y'all chill out, man. King Kyle. Coach, where you get that countdown clock? Man, what you, the police? Asking all these questions, man. Why you asking all these questions, man? You the police? April 19th, Coach. All right, perfect. April 19th. Will it be televised? Let me know if it'll be televised. Oh, boy, we got a good one in here tonight, man. It says, no, they still have a spring game. Well, we got a call on the line. Last time y'all heard from this dude, Coach was eating good on here. I had made some tiger short ribs. Well, this man has risen from the grill. Big Tiger, what's up, dog?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I don't want to make sure, man. You all right, though? I make sure I ain't burn you up too good on that grill. You all right in the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good, man. I was just thinking about something. I'm listening to the show and how the guy was trying to hit them guys out with their 40, and Coach Prime kind of, told them, hey, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all should have had that guy there with Scrappo. He probably could have gave him some pointers to get that time right.
What? You know what I got for you? You know what I got for you, Tiger?
What you got for me?
Right here. You, my man, you, sir, you get the world's smallest violin.
I'm just saying. Streppo needed a little help with that 40 time now. He needed a little help. So maybe my man could have helped him out.
But no, he didn't. I hate to tell you this. That's what Restrepo is. He ain't never been fast. I hate to say this. And since y'all, so I just want people to understand this. Every time I do a Prime show, somebody always like to bring up Miami because y'all know I'm a Miami fan, and I'm cool with that. But Restrepo has always been, that's been him. He's never been fast. I even said in the good, bad, and ugly. Thank God for Jacoby George when Restrepo caught the ball against Florida. He gave those 2 blocks because he wasn't going to score. But unfortunately, y'all people, Tiger, Jimmy Horn is a 4-3. 4-3. Matter of fact, what a chef at? I know he back there watching somewhere. And I told you on your show, I said it takes 600th of a second, the difference in hand time and laser time. That's been a study. And what did he run? The difference was 600th of a second, a 4.46 to a 4.40. And I still think it's a great time. Now,
you're right. But see, Jimmy Horn, he got that deuce speed. You know, he throw them deuces up at him. You know, we got that deuce speed over here. They need it. Where's Streppo from? Is he from Florida?
He is from Florida.
Like
he is from
Maine
Florida.
or something.
Nah, he from Florida.
God damn, he from Florida running that slow. I didn't even know that. I didn't think they made slow guys like that out of the state of Florida. I'm gonna get off.
But hold on, Tiger. And he still put up 1,000 yards. He still put
pick plays, man. I told you, man. Every 5 plays he ran a pick route.
Tiger, if you come on, listen to me. Outside of screens, which he very rarely ran a lot. If you can come on here and show me 5 pick plays, hell, 3 pick plays. 3 pick plays, Tiger. What you want to put on it?
Man, I can show you.
Put your left eyebrow on it.
Nah, I can show you.
No,
that.
put
Now,
your
tell me this right
no.
here.
Hold on, Tiger, because you've been saying this for the longest.
Draft?
Wait a minute, Tiger. You've been saying this for the longest. Every time Restrepo name came up, right? They just run pick play. Well, you've been saying it for the longest. Well, guess what? If you believe it, put your left eyebrow up. I'm gonna get promos right eyebrow. I put your left eyebrow up.
No, because I remember watching the game and I saw it. That's when I saw it watching the game. But when I went and watched his highlight tape, I didn't see it. So I'm like, okay, I can't say this 100% because watching his highlight tape, you know, I'm not a Man U fan, so I didn't watch all the games. But the game I did watch, I think it was the Virginia Tech game. I saw some pick plays.
So
I think it was that game. I'm not for sure.
It's amazing, Tiger, how quick you done backpedal from pick play. And when you got to put your eyebrow up, well, you know, when I saw his highlight tape, I ain't seen no pick plays. Come on,
exactly.
Tiger.
So when I seen the highlight tape, I didn't see it. But when I was watching the live game, I saw it, but I can't remember what game it was. So I can say, let's go watch this game so I can get the plays. So I'm not finna stick my neck out there and I get, you know, get crossed up like Allen Iverson. I ain't gonna do that.
Wait a minute now, Tiger. I say he put up 1,000 yards. And you say his highlight tape don't have no pick plays. So even if he ran pick plays, they weren't even highlight worthy.
Yeah, because most pick plays are not highlight worthy. They most time they first downs, touchdowns, little stuff where you trying to get a 7-yard, 8 yard. So they just a quick little pick to get them open. But they run the picks to get them open because you can't really separate like that. So that's all I'm saying. But hold on, let's say this right here.
Can I just say before you ask me this next question, I just want to close this piece out. I could tell you are a graduate of the Coach Prime Deion Sanders Backpedaling Academy. Because you backpedaled on that one. All right, go ahead, Tiger. Talk to you, boy.
Look, I will say this. If I had a time and I watched some tape of him, I'll say, look, Coach Hayes, just watch this game. Let's break this game down and let's see. Because I know I saw some pick plays during this game.
So let's do this.
If I got the time to find that, I'll let you know.
So let's do this. April 8th, 2025, 9:44 p.m. I'm inviting Big Tiger Media to come on Coach Hayes and show me the footage of his pick routes outside of screens, right? Because you consider that a pick route. outside of screen, you show me his pick routes. I'm inviting you to come onto the channel. We can sit down. I have some cane juice. I'll put some tiger short ribs on the grill. And you can show me 3 pick plays.
No, I gotta work that day. I'm working the next 2 days.
I just told you, listen, it's an open invitation. I'm just saying it's April 8th. I just want to make sure I timestamp this. Whenever you're ready, I'm here, baby.
All right, we'll chop it up. We'll find a day because I want to get it out so for people can see what I see because I know what I see. But okay, if you was a GM, I say you were a GM for the Chiefs. Let's say that because you got Patrick Mahomes and had a lot of wide receivers with drops and stuff. Who would you draft if you had 5th round pick, Restrepo or Legente?
Restrepo.
Why is that?
Because Restrepo, in my opinion, is going to like his production alone, what he has done. He's always been a top receiver, again, this is no knock to Legente. If I felt that Legente brought more to the table, then I would say that. I'm not fanned out, right? Here's why I say this for Legente. Versus Restrepo. One, Restrepo is going to catch the ball. I'm not saying Legente doesn't. But the way in which Restrepo plays, there's 2 ways. He's very cerebral, and he has to be because he's not fast. So he has to work differently. He has to, and I'm not comparing him to Ed Reed, but I'm making a parallel here. Just like Ed Reed wasn't fast, his speed came from his mind, not his feet, right? He played fast because his mind worked fast. Restrepo's plays fast because his mind works fast. He understands the game. He understands the spacing. He understands the route combination. He will stop the quarterback from snapping the ball to point out the potential blitzer. I'm not saying he's the only receiver to ever do this, but I'm talking about the control he has even from the receiver position. Second, his blocking acumen, right? Legente gets in there and block. I'm not saying that, but physics is physics. I would rather have a 200-pound dude blocking than maybe a 170-pound dude blocking receivers, linebackers, and so forth, maybe safeties and so forth. And that is why.
Okay. Now, I will go with Legente because Legente gives you some on special teams, keep return, punt return, and I feel like he's faster. I think he gets open. Like I haven't seen them run a pick play for Legente. Legente just break his guys off and he get open. He's a 100 catch receiver too, so both of them can catch the ball at a high level. And I think both of them have that it factor at the end of the game where you can make a play. Because Legente had the game-winning catch against Baylor, and I've seen Restrepo come up at the end of the game with some big catches. With the help of the referees, I've seen him come up with some nice catches.
Are you serious?
Calls when they get another chance. Yeah. That was, man, the referee was on y'all side. I think one referee had the Miami gloves on last
year. I'm gonna let you ride with that, man. I'm a little disappointed in you, dog. But if that's how you feel,
what about that tape was off? Everything I said was spot on. I gave Restrepo his props, but I just at the next level separating with that speed set. I think it's gonna be kind of hard unless they run plays for him to get open, like pick plays.
And you keep bringing up this pick plays, and I'm asking you, please put together a compilation, show me game, show me footage where you see a bunch of pick routes, and I will do whatever you want to put. Man, Tiger, I'll come and I'll ride. I know you got a new black bull out there, Black Beauty. I'll ride him. I just got to stay on for 6 seconds, dog. As long as it take for Block Bully to run the 40, that's how long I'll stay on the bull. 5.8 seconds.
Okay.
Here's my next thing. You bring up Restrepo, you bring up Legente Western. Both, I think, are great receivers. I was highly impressed with Legente coming out of FAU. I thought he was going to be a major contributor to Colorado, which he was. But you keep bringing up their speed, and I bring up production. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
LeJounte
LeJounte was just as productive.
Excuse me. LeJounte was 74 catches for 931 yards. 71 catches for 931 yards. He's the faster receiver. But for some reason, Xavier Restrepo has 69 catches, which is 5 less, for 1,127 yards. Literally almost 250 more yards, and they played the same amount of games. Actually, excuse me, I apologize. LeJounte Wester played in 13 games, and Xavier Restrepo played in 12 games. So LeJounte played one more game than who?
Restrepo. But you always know the elephant in the room.
No. What I'm trying to tell you, it don't matter if he's it don't matter. It doesn't matter if he's first or third. What I'm telling you, no, because you're missing the point. If we have the same amount of catches, see, I get that if you had difference in catches. Basically, LeJounte has 74 catches. He has 5 more than Restrepo, but Restrepo has 250 more yards than him. Does speed really matter?
Now, I see what you're doing with the numbers, but that's just like comparing Sante Samuels with Coach Prime. Their numbers look similar, but are we saying they the same kind of talent? No.
They're not, but right? I told you I'm looking at production. Okay. Well, let's look at yards. Right, hold on. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me do this. Let's look at yards reception. Restrepo has 16.3 yards average. LeJounte Wester had 12.6 yard average.
I got you. All right. So let's say this right here.
Less catches, more yards. Hold up. Less catches, more yards. Your guy has more catches, less yards, but he's faster.
All right. Because when LeJounte was getting most of his passes, he was the second read. Restrepo getting he's the first read. So he's getting hit in stride more often. LeJounte, if Travis went open, now he's checking down to LeJounte a lot of times. A lot of times LeJounte was wide open, just like Jimmy was, but they weren't getting the ball when they were stricken down the middle of the field because he was trying to get the ball to Travis first. So when you're the second read, third read, sometimes you don't get the benefit of catching the ball in stride and running. You kind of sitting there waving, hey, I'm open. And when you catch the ball, you're getting tackled right now.
Oh, okay. I hear you. I get it. Shout out to old sticky sock in here, J27. Old sticky sock. Y'all know what them sticky socks is. J27 sock is stand up on his own. Restrepo had one more touchdown than the second option, LeJounte. Sock man, stop it. Okay. I get that. But we're talking about I'm talking about yardage. I can agree with that, but he still led in passes. I would give LeJounte all the props in the world for having 10, and I'm not knocking LeJounte. I'm trying to prove to you that LeJounte's speed, does it truly matter when you have a guy that's this productive? He may be slower. It's like the tortoise in the hare.
Okay, let's do this right here because this one game we can compare. We could take Restrepo's junior year against Clemson and LeJounte junior year against Clemson and see who put up the best numbers. I think LeJounte put up better numbers against Clemson. It's the same opponent, same kind of talent. Because I know if I just take his numbers from FIU, you're going to say,
no problem.
You know,
no, that's not true. Okay, you said his junior year. Let's look it up. Let's look up the game logs here. 2023. Restrepo against Restrepo.
Coach, go ahead. Go ahead. I got to roll, so I'm gonna jump off the phone, but I'm gonna keep listening.
Okay.
I don't want to mess up the airplay. I don't want to be too loud when I crack the struggle.
No. You the only one. No, nobody else calling in. Like J27 won't call in, but I do want to hear this before you crank it up. So his 2023 season, we won it overtime. Restrepo has 7 catches for 26 yards, no touchdowns. Right? That's what you're asking. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. And let me look at 2023 here for LeJounte. And I think LeJohntay is a great player. Don't get me wrong by no stretch. And they played Clemson. He had 12 catches for 108 yards. That's a great game. I don't knock that whatsoever.
So if you're looking at that, which production was better?
So you're going to, and I have no problem with this. We're going to take one game and consider that a body of work.
Well, that's the same opponent. Because now we can say against the same defense, the same type of competition, and we know Restrepo had a better quarterback. But hey, it is what it is. Let's go.
Restrepo had a better quarterback. Do you know who his quarterback was?
Man, who LeJohntay quarterback was?
What are you talking about? He was way better than what we had in Tyler Van Dyke. Matter of fact, his true freshman quarterback was Emory Williams, a 3-star nobody knew about. What are you talking about?
And
I'm not saying
one of these guys.
I'm not knocking LeJohntay's game at no stretch. I'm simply saying speed versus production. I'm looking at a guy that's not as fast, but is more productive. Or do I take a guy that's fast, that's less productive? Even though people say, well, he was second read. He could have been. But they had similar receptions. 65, 60, 69 to 74. Mm-hmm.
But see, that's why I wanted to take and when he was at FIU, he was the first read there.
FAU.
So look how he got 12 catches.
FAU, yes.
Yeah. So at this point in time, both of them was kind of like the same position, they had the same respect in the offense. So they was being like first reads.
Okay. And can I say this to you? So
right.
Okay, so let's take first read for first read. Let's do that then. I like where you're going with that. So LeJohntay, we talking about their junior campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Restrepo had 85 catches for 1,092 yards. LeJohntay had 108 catches for 1,168 yards. So he had 23 more catches and only had less than 100 yards more. 23 more catches and less than 100 more yards than Restrepo. Restrepo had 85 catches for 1,092 yards. Okay, let me just do the simple math here, Tiger, because I appreciate you so much. Right? Let's subtract this. And LeJohntay had 1,168. That's 76-yard difference with, hold on, let me clear this up. 76-yard difference with 23 more catches. 23 catches more than Restrepo in his junior year. That's when they both were first option receivers. Think about what I'm about to say. Right? Their respective teams. Mm-hmm. Restrepo was the first option with a not so good quarterback. Okay, you want to say FAU, who was his quarterback? LeJohntay had 108, 23 more catches than Restrepo for only 76 more yards.
And the reason why I say that about the quarterback, because I saw the Clemson game when he missed LeJohntay on like 4 throws when LeJohntay was streaking.
So
like,
now,
bro, if he hit LeJohntay, he probably put 200 on the board.
Okay, and we had Tyler Van Dyke. You know how many he missed?
Man, Tyler Van Dyke was a top guy coming out of high school.
No, he was not. Bro, no, he was not.
He was I heard I can do the name a lot. So he
from Connecticut.
Was by somebody.
No, he was not. Tyler Van Dyke got his name after he came in for De'Aaron King, right? That's what he got his name from. When he came in for De'Aaron King. Oh my God, Tyler Van Dyke has transferred to SMU. Tyler Van Dyke coming out of high school was a 3-star quarterback. A 3-star quarterback. Okay. From Glastonbury, Connecticut. Please.
How did he how did he end up at Miami? Like, what's going on with the recruiting?
I have no idea. Hey, shout out to Manny
What's
Diaz.
going on?
Shout out to Manny Diaz, man. But Tyler Van Dyke is now he has transferred from Wisconsin to SMU to be a quarterback under Red Lashley. So to that point, Tiger, I'm still going to ask you: do you take speed over production?
Well, it's kind of hard because you look at production. LeJante, you remember this year he came up second to Travis in the most versatile player in the country award. Like because he did punt returns too and kick returns.
That's fair.
He returned to kick for Colorado. So when you know your legs don't have as much spring to them when you running kickoff and punt return out there too. You lose a little bit.
Oh my God!
You lose a little juice now.
Don't do this, dog. Don't do this, Tiger. See this.
You're gonna lose a little juice, man. That's extra running and stuff you got to do. So that's
Tiger, why are you doing this? What?
I'm just being fair.
That's not. So that's your excuse for the faster dude that has less production is because he did kickoff and punt return.
You saying less production because how many yards per catch, but he had more catches. So what if he had 8 first downs that game and your guy only had 3 first downs that game? Like we don't know what the production really looked like. We just know he had 12 catches against Clemson with a far less talented team, and he still went there and did his thing in Clemson.
I agree with that. You have no pushback from me with that. I think LeJante Wester is a good football player. I do. I think he's a good football player. I'm not disputing that. But your question to me was, if I was at the Kansas City Chiefs, who would I take? And I told you. I told you that. And shout out to Mr. JR. Restrepo also did punt returns also his junior year. I mean,
they did. But what is Miami recruiting today? Y'all ain't got nobody passing that return. What?
It's about catching the ball, bro. It's about catching the ball.
So y'all just got him out there to field the catches, not to
That's what punts are for. But see, there go a big misconception. The punt returner job is to field the ball first.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I got you.
That sounds like Rob from Texas back there.
All right.
That sounds like, bro. That sounds like Rob from Texas back there, bro.
Yeah, man. That's a little nervous. He about to get demoted. He trying to talk to everybody. Yeah, but I'll say like I give Strupple his props for catching the ball at a high rate. He's consistent. He can get open at times. He does. He runs good routes. I will say that.
And he gonna catch that hard ball. He gonna sacrifice. I'm not saying LeJante doesn't. I'm adding to Restrepo's resume.
Yeah, but I feel like if LeJante would have been put at the green light, like Travis had the green light, and Shadul would have looked for him first, I think he would have had better numbers than Travis. I'm just from what I've seen, he was open a lot.
Yeah, but guess what? When was but that's on the quarterback then. You can't blame LeJante and you can't blame Restrepo for that.
Yeah, exactly. So he was just in a position where being in Colorado helped his stock, but at the same time, playing with Travis kind of hindered him because he couldn't put up those 100 catches and be as great as he could have been because he had to share the field with Travis.
Okay.
I mean, Travis going for a Heisman run, so how you gonna not feed Travis when that's going to put y'all school on another level if he win the Heisman?
I hear you, but okay. I mean, I hear that. I understand it, but okay. And again, this is my preference. It's my preference.
I think you've been a homer right now, honestly. I think you've been a homer.
I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
I've never seen somebody say, I'm going to take somebody with a slow 40 at wide receiver
But look at his.
I've never seen this. But,
look at
but
the
you're a homer, so you like a Colorado fan right now. So I understand. I got it. I mean,
look at the. Okay, so here's my question. Jacoby George was faster. Isaiah Horton was faster. Elijah Arroyo will probably get drafted higher than Xavier Restrepo, right? Sam Brown was faster. Why is it that every quarterback that has played with Xavier Restrepo, why is he always their first option? From Tyler Van Dyke to Emory Williams to Ja'Curry Brown to doggone Cam Ward, why is it that Xavier Restrepo, out of those 4 quarterbacks, why is he always their first option?
Consistency. He reliable. You know, he's gonna do the same. He consistent. If I can trust you to be here at this spot, if I can trust you to come back and fight for the ball, I trust you gonna run your route full speed. The time is gonna be on, so they can count on him. That's why.
So I'm being a homer because everything you just said is why he's the number 1 receiver. But I'm being a homer.
No, LeJounte was the same guy though. LeJounte was the same guy. He put up 100 catches. He would return kicks. He's more explosive at returning kicks than Restrepo. Restrepo was a guy, if he returned kicks, he was better to make sure he filled the ball and then make no mistakes. LeJounte was a guy that could take it to the house. And he showed that again this year at Colorado. He took one to the house.
Good. And again, this is no knock, right? If things in life you have to pick one, that's who I pick, right? You know what I'm saying? That's who I pick. And it's not because I'm in love with Miami. It's because I'm looking at a guy that has been, to your point, all of those attributes you just talked about is why he's been consistent, right? He catches the hard ball. He makes that team better. He puts receivers in spots. Now, I'm not saying LeJounte doesn't do these things, right? I'm just looking at his production. His production has more value than LeJounte's speed in my eyes. That's all I'm saying.
How tall is Stripple?
Probably about 5'10" or 11. Let me see. Let me click his thing and see. Maybe 5'10". Yeah. They got him at 5'10", 198. $5'10", $198.
If he lose,
hold up. He's five.
Okay,
He can't lose. It's all in his legs. He's a soccer dude. It's all in his thighs. He's 5'10", 198. They have, let me see, I'm pulling up from the same place. They have LeJounte Wester at 5'11", 163. So he's probably about 30 pounds heavier than LeJounte.
That's what I'm saying. If he lose about 15 pounds, he probably run a past 40.
But that's not his game, sir. Like his doggone Randy Moss and Chris Carter have 2 different types of games, right? That's just not his game.
I got you. I'm just saying he carried more weight. I mean, he ain't blocking like that. Yeah, I mean, he ain't like he got that Deebo Samuel block post like, you know, Travis Hunter blocked better than Strippo to me.
Okay.
So I'm just saying if he lose 15 pounds, he probably run a little fast. That's all.
Okay.
And that would help. That would help his status, I believe. He'd have ran a faster time.
It may have. I believe his time did hurt him. Yes, I believe his time hurt him. I believe that.
About time you said something real tonight. About time.
I said that. I've said that from the beginning. I believe that when he ran that 40, I said this from the beginning. He should never run the 40 unless he has consistently beat the time in which people thought he was going to run. So when most people thought he was going to be a 4.7 guy, if he wasn't running 4.6s consistently throughout his training or better, I would not have touched the 40. I would have never touched the 40.
What you think Travis would have ran if he actually ran his 40?
Travis, let me see, long. He might be a high 4.4 guy. 4.8.
So they talked about this
4.9
last year. Like he didn't like running track because he said he didn't like losing.
I told you that. I told you that.
He said it at one time. He said
He
it
said that on one of the videos.
It.
They asked about running track.
Yeah.
He said, I don't run track because I don't like losing. And that right there told me about long end speed, right? When it comes to Travis.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think, in my personal opinion, he's a more dynamic receiver than he is a corner. I think he's a phenomenal corner. But I think when the ball is in that dude's hand, the ability for him to track the football and catch the football is phenomenal. I think he's a better receiver because to that point, I don't have to be as fast to be productive, right? But when I'm at corner, week in and week out, I'm meeting different type of guys. I may have to cover a Tyreek Hill. I may have to cover this person, a Jamar Chase. I may have to cover different types of body. But as the receiver, I'm the constant. You understand?
Yeah. What I give Travis like 90s in is blocking as a wide receiver. I don't know how that's going to translate to the next level, but he got passion. He kind of blocked like what's my man for the Cardinals for a long time, the dreads.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitzgerald. He kind of blocked like Fitzgerald, like and Hines Ward, like he actually loved the block. And his ability to change directions. I done seen Travis make so many dudes think he going that way and he'll change directions.
I agree.
Lost in the sauce.
I agree. But here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Can I say this? At receiver, you're 1,000% right. When he's at receiver and he has that ball, he knows how to set you up, all of that, because he is dictating what's going on. But I'll say this.
Everything.
On a deep ball, I think he has stiff hips. As you get to 10, 12, 15 yards and they start making those post balls, I think that's where his game declines from a DB perspective. I think he has great anticipatory skills. He understands the game. He understands route combinations. He has excellent ball skills. But the deep balls, if you look at the deep balls, is where I think Travis suffered. Again, this doesn't mean he can't play corner. But I think that's where his game declines. Once you get about that 12-yard, 14, 18, 20-plus mark, I think that's where his game declines. Because Travis
against big body wide receivers too.
Especially against big body wide receiver. And what's crazy about that is, because here's what people have to understand. As a receiver, you know where the ball is going to be. As a DB, you have to find out where that ball is. But Travis's ability to track a football is ridiculous, dog. It's crazy. The way he catches with that Baylor game, when he wrapped his hands around that dude and caught that ball, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Bro.
Now, so just check this right here. Watch my footwork on this. If I was the Giants, I would draft Travis Hunter, put him at wide receiver. Put him at wide receiver beside the other guy that they have. I don't know his name, but he's supposed to be like a human highlight film. Him and Travis are the wide receiver. On nickel, 3rd and long, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12 situation, I'll put Travis in at the nickel, where he can kind of do the robber stuff. You can play man-to-man with him, or you can let him run the middle of the field. I think with Travis roaming in the middle of the field, it'll make a lot of quarterbacks hesitate on just throwing the ball across the middle of the field because how he can change direction. Come back in the second round and draft the quarterback from Syracuse, Kyle McCord. I think the Giants got some.
I ain't mad at that. I'm okay with that. I'm cool.
Mm-hmm. Instead of getting Shadua in the first or Cam Ward in the first, they get Travis and then come back and get their quarterback in the second round. I think that'll be a slam dunk.
So, quick question: who you think goes first?
I think Cam goes first because he don't care where he goes.
I love the excuses. When it first
he don't care. His dream is to make it to the league. I know. Trying to push Shadua in the best position to see, so he's gonna push back on some organizations because they don't do well with quarterbacks.
So let me ask you this: then why would they start that whole narrative about he gonna be the first round? He gonna be the first pick overall when you know the first pick is the worst team. But now when it's getting close, But now when it's getting closer, well, we don't want to be first because we want to be able to pick our team. Why not just say that from the beginning?
He said that.
Yeah,
But he said that last year. He said, "I don't want you to play in the cold." He said that. So all these teams is picking it top. A lot of them play in the cold. I mean, even Tennessee, they outside and they kind of it ain't cold in Nashville, but it get cold.
Sir, it get cold in Colorado.
Yeah, but it don't get cold in New Orleans. It don't get cold in LA and Las Vegas. So that's where he's trying to go.
They playing in a dome.
Exactly. That's why he's trying to go there.
I know, but what I'm saying is, oh my God, bro.
You know how Shador pat the ball, how they were talking about him patting the ball and all that stuff. You know when most guys pat the ball, the reason why they do that? Because their hands can't grip the ball like how they want to. So they gotta pat it to make sure it's in there good before you throw it, because you don't want it to move around on it. So when you don't have the biggest hands, you want to go somewhere where the weather ain't super cold. You know how it is when it get cold, your hands get ashy, and ball slip out more.
So what okay. Do you know when it gets cold? You know what month when it really starts getting cold? Like cold. I'm talking about cold. I ain't talking about cool. What months start?
January, December?
January, February. And when is the Super Bowl? It's in February, bro. Yeah, you're going to have some cold games, but then what are you going to say when you have to travel to that game, that cold game, because you're the away team? What are we talking about? It ain't like you playing.
What happened when Tampa Bay had to travel to Green Bay all the year? They lost until they figured it out. It took them a long time before they could learn how to play in cold. All them Florida boys,
and that would be
they were struggling playing in cold.
And to your point, let's just say, what if Shador was at Tampa Bay having to travel to Green Bay and play in the cold? Why not get
one game? In Green Bay, he gonna play the last 7 games in the cold.
And guess what? That's your advantage.
That's your advantage if you like playing in cold. If you don't like playing in cold, there ain't no advantage. If you built like Josh Allen, he built to play in the cold. He a big dude, big hands, strong arm. And like I put Shador arm up there with Tom Brady them. He don't have a weak arm, but he don't have no Michael Vick arm. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in baffle mode.
You trying to take it all in, huh? He's like, dang, I ain't never heard that. I need to take some notes right now. Big Tiger spitting right now, huh?
No, Big Tiger ain't spitting. Big Tiger up here. you dog, like because you my dog, bro. I try not to hit you with it, dog, but you're teetering on cult mentality here, dog. You are teetering.
No, I'm not.
Sir.
I just pointed out a flaw with Shador, how they talking about how he pat the ball. The reason why he pat the ball is because he want to make sure he got a good grip on the ball before he throw it. So that means he don't have the biggest hands in the world. When it get cold,
but that's not true.
You need to have big hands.
But that's not true. You know why they pat the ball? It's a rhythm thing. It's a rhythm. It's all about rhythm, though, Tiger. They're not pat. Do you think I'm thinking, let me pat the ball to put it back in my hand? No, it's a rhythm thing. It's about rhythm. That's something that's a habit that's created. Guess what? Believe this or not, if me and you go out there and play, me and you going to pat the ball too. That's a habit that has never been broken. That is a habit that has never been broken. That is something you could go watch little kids play right now. You could watch guys in high school. You could watch you know how many people pat the ball?
Yeah, some people do it just because they saw other people doing it.
They do. No, you do it subconsciously, Tiger. They're like, oh, that dude open. Let me pat this ball and throw it. Your mind doesn't work that way, right? I guarantee if you would have went to Shador and said, Shador, out of the 10 throws you just threw, how many times did you pat the ball? He'll probably be like, maybe once or twice. Patting the ball is almost like blink. True. It's like blinking. You don't even realize you blinked. Like you don't even realize it's an involuntary movement unless you practice not doing it.
But I think it comes in when you're a little kid trying to put that big old ball,
and it never been.
Make sure the ball in your hand.
No, what do you mean a little kid, a big ball? Do you know they got little balls for little kids, and as they get older,
yeah,
the ball.
But you know, little kids try to throw with the big balls, man, and they got to hold it with both hands because it's too big. So you get used to putting that pressure on it so you can throw it. Man, I played football. I know that's what I did.
Ooh, Nelly. Yes, Lord. I
So
like you, Tiger.
you
my
think
dog.
it'd be better for Shador to go to one of these cold teams, the Cleveland Browns? What's the last quarterback the
I
Cleveland
didn't
Browns
say.
developed?
I agree. Cleveland Browns, I think, is a shit organization. I think they're terrible. I don't think anybody should go to the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns need a $5 worth of gas in a match and burn the whole damn thing down. It don't matter who goes there. However,
I mean,
hold on. I didn't say that Shador should go to a cold weather team. What I'm saying is that when this whole campaign started, yeah, he gonna be the number one pick overall. And as soon as that narrative changed, then here's the new narrative. This is where I say it gets cultish with people in general. Now it's because Cam has become the front runner. Well, because we don't want to go to cold weather teams. Instead of, see, this is what happened when people talk in sound bites. When you throw stuff against the wall, and then people like myself make you pay for what you say, right? This is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
When you just come, if Prime would have said, listen, if there's a Southern team out there that's gonna be the first pick overall, we looking to go there. But if it's a cold weather team, I'm not sure where my son might fall because I'm really pushing him to play for a warm weather team. I get that. But if you start saying, but when people start saying Shador is gonna be number one, Travis number two, or Travis number one, Shador number two, and then when that doesn't happen, y'all literally the epitome of moving the goalpost. That's where the problem lies. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not talking about fandom. Be fanned out. Cool. But Tiger, I expect more from you, dog. Like I told you, when I dealt with other people on these YouTube streets, and I've had this conversation with you, they have great conversation, but when they get on that camera, they get to that, they start talking coach talk. And that's where coach get confused. I can't compute that. We can't be on the phone.
What did I say anything that was coach talk tonight?
Everything you started changing the narrative to anything that didn't fit. If this happened, it's because that happened. Instead of just saying, well, you know what? Cam is right now deemed the better quarterback. That's what it is.
I mean, to me, Cam is a good quarterback. But when I go back and look at Cam losing to Georgia Tech and getting beat by Syracuse, he don't have that impact on me. What big games did Cam win?
Sir. See, there's okay.
No question.
I'm not ducking. I'm going to answer. When you start, okay, I get the fact that that's fan talk because you're saying Cam lost the game.
No.
Cam was up 21-0. We had a 21-point lead. Cam didn't lose that game. Cam didn't. Now, I know because he plays quarterback, we're going to put the onus on him. And I totally get that. I get it. Right? I understand that. But from a draft perspective, the GMs and pro scouts, they understand that Cam didn't lose the 21. Cam didn't go out there and throw 5 interceptions. He's not the reason they came back. Cam is the reason we was up 21-0. We threw strikes out there. Bam, bam, bam. See, that's just that's fan rhetoric. But Tiger, I respect you, dog.
Okay, hold on. When Matty Ice lost the Patriots.
Who?
That's what we said.
Who is this?
Tom Brady came back and won. Matty Ice, the Falcons, when they lost,
yes.
They was up by 26 points.
28. Uh-huh.
So we say that Matty Ice lost that game. You say he lost that game. You was up by 26 points.
That's true.
The only thing you had to do is hold the lead.
No, listen, you're right. From a fan, when fans talk, you're right. You're right. All you do now, I can't speak. I remember the game, but I don't remember statistically. Did he turn the ball over? Did he throw an interception? I can't speak to that because I don't remember. I can go look it up. But I know the Miami Syracuse game, right? I know the Miami Syracuse game. Now, 5 years from now, I probably won't remember all these details. But these are the things I'm saying. That's fan talk. You're right. Listen, that's fan talk. You're 100% right. But scout talk is what we're talking about. Being drafted is what we're talking about.
Yeah. But so what I'm talking about is if I want a quarterback that I feel like it's gonna help me change my program around, I want to gotta have that it factor. Like Michael Vick had that it factor. Cam Newton had that it factor. Lamar Jackson had that it factor. Like these like Heisman kind of dudes. Like they can make it happen.
And so you saying Cam doesn't? You saying Cam don't have the it factor?
What big games did Cam win that we remember? Like, oh shoot, wow, he like when did he ever arrive? Like when was that game when he arrived?
Okay.
All right. See, to me, Shador arrived that year when he played against FAMU, and he was like,
FAMU?
He had 23 out of 24 completions. We was like, wow, like this dude can really throw the ball. Like, okay, he's serious. It ain't just daddy ball. He can really play.
Tiger, did you say FAMU?
Yeah, FAMU. The team that just won the national championship in college football. Yeah, that team.
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, the Rattlers in Tallahassee, that sits on the highest of 7 hills. That's the school you speak of? That's Shador's big time win?
A performance when they was the number 2 team and Jackson was the number 1 team in that conference. When they went head to head, Shador was 22 for 24, something like that at halftime. So we was like, what the heck is going on here? You do that good? So that's when they changed. I'm saying that's when they changed. When did it change for Cam? When did everybody start saying, oh, Cam is that guy?
Sir, when Cam blew Colorado ass out when he was at Washington State.
And would it hurt Shador? No, man. Would it hurt Shador?
That's the talk I'm talking about. He didn't play Shador. Shador and Cam are never going to be on the football field at the same time except on warm-ups and at the end of the game. They both play quarterback.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm saying let's call a spade a spade.
No,
you're speaking fan talk.
Just got that school, turning that program around, and Shador was hurt when they played that game.
But you asked the question. Bro, how about Cam comes in, he blow Florida out. I mean, bro, he gives us a 10-win season. I agree. I think Cam did. Bro, Cam was on the stage for the Heisman. He was on the stage. Do you think he deserved to be on the stage?
I believe he deserved to be on the stage. Like he had some moments. He had some moments this year. But like it was never that time where I was just like, I got to watch Cam. I gotta watch him. Like when I with Cam Newton, I had to watch that. Lamar, I had to watch that. With James Winston, I had to watch that. You know, there's some quarterbacks out here I want to see the Manning kid next year. He done showed me some flash where like, okay, I want to see him. I watched Cam a few times, and when I watched him, I was like, okay, cool, he's cool. I wouldn't say he's sorry. I wouldn't say, he could do everything I wanted a quarterback to do, but I still just didn't feel like he's just the best thing smoking though.
Okay, I don't know what to say, like, because I've said what I had to say, and
because I'm spot on. You feel the same way. You like
no. So my thing is, why do these NFL scouts believe that he should? Because Tennessee, would you consider Tennessee a warm state?
No, it's mid, but they get cold in Tennessee though. But it's not a big time snow state, but it get cold in Tennessee.
Are you serious, dog?
What you mean, dog? I played in that region. So Tennessee, they'll hit or miss team. They start getting cold around by October, but it's not like they're gonna get.
Excuse me.
I drive trucks now.
I know. Excuse me.
I ain't never had to go through Tennessee when they were like, "Hey man, that's so bad in Tennessee."
Excuse me. In December, Tennessee experiences mild winters with an average high of 49 Fahrenheit and an average low around 31 degrees is probably going to be at night. Okay? Right? That's in December.
Yeah, that freeze.
49 degrees and 31 is not, when we're talking football, we ain't talking about the frozen tundra of Green Bay. Let's go January.
We ain't talking about Tampa Bay either.
Hold up.
We ain't talking about Tampa Bay either. We ain't talking about
Let's
New Orleans
go.
either.
Let's go January. In January, Tennessee experiences mild winters with the average high temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s and averages the low in the upper 20s to low 30s. This is December. This is January. The Super Bowl is in February. Nobody's playing in February at their home. They're playing at that neutral site. We're not talking about now. Let me switch it from Tennessee, and you're gonna say Tennessee is a cold weather state. Compared when we're talking.
Well, hold on. The biggest not why he don't want to go to Tennessee now. Don't forget about the elephant in the room.
No.
They dropped the ball with Vince Young.
Excuse me.
They dropped the ball with
Hold on.
Maroto.
Here's the
Maroto,
difference.
whatever his name was.
Now, here's the difference in Green Bay. In January, Wisconsin, where Green Bay is, experiences cold temperatures with an average high of 20 degrees and an average low of -1. Now, that's cold as.
We understand that.
No, but those are two
all
different.
get that.
What I'm trying to tell you is 20 degrees to like on the low and 45, 50 degrees is not. That's not considered cold. That may be cold to me because I'm from the crib, but that's not considered
He's from Texas.
He sure played well in
But
Colorado.
Where's Cam from?
Okay,
Where's Cam from?
Don't worry about it. I got one. Watch this.
Where's Cam from? Where's he from?
He from Texas too.
He's from Texas too. Okay.
Yes.
He kind of got that up north the middle, but
okay.
I heard he was from Texas.
Excuse me. Colorado in January, you can typically expect average high temperatures in the mid 40s. Sounds like Tennessee. And average low temperatures in the mid teens. So he played 2 years in Colorado with worse weather. And y'all still think he played phenomenal, but he can play at Tennessee in the 20s, in the high 20s and 30s.
The reason why they don't want him to go to Tennessee is because what quarterback has Tennessee presented to the world and made him be great?
Well, why don't Shador be the first guy?
They had two Heisman dudes and they tarnished them. They don't develop quarterbacks good. It is what it is. They like Cleveland.
All right, so where's he gonna go?
They dropped the ball on Vince Young.
So where's he gonna go? Where should he go? Where he could be? Where he can excel? Where should he go?
Who, Shador or Cam?
Shador.
I think Shador should go to Las Vegas, LA, or the Saints.
So you want him to
or
go
Miami.
Okay. So you're
or even Dallas.
Okay. So you telling me he should go to Las Vegas? Who Vegas produced? Oh, Tom Brady's there. That's why. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, Brady's there, and they can play in the dome. And it's like a city where it's a Shador. He likes the spotlight. He want to be in a big market. He want to have. He want to be the talk of the town. He don't want to be in a little small place where it's boring, like Cleveland, Tennessee. He want to be somewhere where it's hot.
Sir, there's only two places that is popping. That's going to be New York or L.A. Other than that, when you talk about that kind of market, I'm talking about that, and maybe Vegas because they are in Vegas. I wasn't thinking Vegas and Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, Dallas, and even like if he could get in Miami, like that's what I would really want to get in Miami. Like if they get two or trade two and get Shador in Miami, I love that.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. I don't think we talked about this right quick. I titled the show Coach Prime Confronts NFL Scouts at CU Pro Day. I think I was corrected because somebody said it wasn't a pro day. It's a showcase or whatever. Here's the question. Was that bold leadership or crossed the line?
I think he crossed the line with that. I think it's the way you talk to people. Prime won't want nobody to talk to him like that. And I'm gonna say that. He wouldn't want nobody to talk to him like that. So if you don't want nobody to do it to you, don't do it to nobody else.
Even though that guy was in Prime's house?
It don't matter. You still have respect. You still respect the person. That guy was trying to help him out. He ain't like he was trying to hurt him. He was just trying to show him something.
And see, Tiger, this is why I believe it's hope for you, brother. This is why I be saying to myself, like, you be teetering the line. I don't think you're a cult member, but you be getting the pamphlets in the mailbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't a member, but you be reading the newsletter. Like, boy, I should go check out one of these meetings over there at the bingo hall. Like, that's how I be thinking. But I can appreciate you saying that. And I think that's an honest answer. I said the same thing. I can understand what Prime did. I understand why he went and approached him. I don't like how he did it, but I can't understand if you feel that somebody's doing something that doesn't go with what you with the program. I understand that. I don't like the way he did it. Like I said, I've had to do that with college coaches before, where college coaches have come, man, they walk through the drill. They trying to talk to the players while we run the drill.
Yeah,
so my thing is, I used to tell them, I said, listen, I can't go to Oklahoma and do that. Right? If I come visit Oklahoma as a high school coach, I couldn't go in there and walk through y'all drill and be like, hey, Adrian Peterson, boy, how you like running that outside zone, boy? While y'all trying to run a drill. Y'all have me escorted up out of there. So you're not going to come to my house and do it.
Yeah, you got to stay in your zone.
But there's a way you do it, right? There's a way you do it. And so so like I said, teachers on. So Tiger, thank you. I can appreciate that. I can.
Wow. Now, Ken, I hope we find out what the guy said. Because Prime, you got two Primes. You got a Prime I'm mad from something else, and I'm bringing this to the room, and I'm going to take it out on somebody. Or you got a Prime that he sees somebody trying to get the upper hand on somebody and say, okay, he ain't going to do me like that. Let me go handle this. So I wonder which Prime did we get that day. Did we get the I don't want to be here Prime, or did we get I'm going to take up my guy's Prime?
What you mean Prime don't want to be here? I mean, like, you don't think he wanted to be at the pro day?
Like sometimes Bucket, because sometimes Bucket say, and he'll wake up and he'll tell she'll do like, hey, he on one today now. Hey, just know he on one. It's just, hey, he in one of his moves. They were saying that one day. So he have his days.
I guess. All I can say is, okay, I guess. Okay. I mean, I don't know how to answer. I really don't know how to answer that, dog. Like, you a grown man, you a football coach.
Because the guy was overstepping his boundaries, I applaud him for that. But if he was just doing it because he felt like this is my house and I can do what I want to do, I don't respect that.
Okay, but either way, even if he felt the guy was overstepping his boundaries, there's still a way in which you approach that person, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Even though somebody may overstep the boundaries, because what you did was you talking about, hey man, and I don't believe he cursed either. I don't believe Coach Prime cursed. He may have, but I don't believe so. But he just said,
I didn't hear a curse word.
No, but when he said, forget this man, y'all just met him, that was a big dismissal, right? Because he may be a guy that literally, like you said, had good intent, was trying to give them a way to say, hey, this is how we do it, like how you do it. Not, you know how sometimes you can give people advice and you're not trying to be malicious. You're just giving them advice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're trying to help out. You doing it in good intent, but some folks are like that where they just like, don't talk to my kid. Don't tell my kid what to do.
Correct.
Like, some people are just like that.
Correct. And the only thing I'm saying is, right? Okay. But that guy's a pro scout for a reason. He's there and he's looking for certain things. He may be saying, again, there context matters. I always say this, Tiger. Context matters because hold on, I got anonymous in the back. Give me a second, anonymous. I don't know. There's no number coming up. Context matters because we don't know what happened a minute or two before that clip started, and we don't know what happened a minute or two after that clip ended. And so William Hopkins says, what if their advice is wrong? Correct. I have no problem with that. Again, you still can approach it differently, William Hopkins. That's a comment up there, Tiger. I agree. The information could be wrong. And I can pull, hey, coach, let me holler at you right quick. I'll pull him to the side. Hey, man, our guys been working. You know what I mean? Our strength and conditioning coach read up on everything. We appreciate you, man. We love it. Man, thanks a lot. We're going to take care of it. Boom. I go back to my players. Hey, guys, listen, man, I know the guy may have been trying to help you, but I want you to stick to your training. Stick to what Coach X, Y, and Z taught you, whoever that may be. Coach Swayze. Stick to what Coach Swayze taught you about running the 40. You know what? Stay focused, clear your mind. Don't worry about that. But when you big time that dude, it becomes even more distraction.
Exactly. And he's like, and you don't want nobody to do you like that. If Coach Bryant trying to talk to somebody somewhere, and then they try to snap, if a high school coach do Coach Bryant like that, he'll say, I ain't never coming back here ever again.
Right. And can I tell you this? I know this is gonna sound crazy as all get out. And y'all not, I'll tell y'all a story, but it's gonna sound crazy as all get out. If I was in practice and Coach Bryant came to the practice and he talking to the DB or he talking to a player, hey, Tiger, man, I like the way you. Hey, Coach Prime, you got to stand over there, baby. We'll be with you when we finish our practice. You want to know why? Because that's just what it is. I bet I can't go to Colorado and do that. And I'll tell y'all a story about a head coach. Matter of fact, he was a head coach at the University of Florida because I hate Florida. That's what it is. He comes to my office. He's recruiting one of my players. He comes in the office, and my desk was like this, and we had a conference table attached for the other coaches. He comes in, he puts his feet up on the conference table. And I looked at him and I said, Coach, just like this. Y'all know I don't really curse on the show, but here's it. I said, Coach, so what the fuck are you doing? He said, huh?
Yeah, he was a bit disrespectful.
No, I said, Coach, get your goddamn feet off my table. Because what happened was, when he put his feet up, first of all, he put his feet up. Then all the sand and stuff from the shoes was on the table.
Yeah.
I don't even put my feet on the table. We weren't even that cool, dog. It ain't like we go way back. And I said, Coach, what the fuck are you doing? Huh? I said, Coach, get your damn feet off my table. Oh, my bad, Coach. He started swiping the sand off the table. But do you know how many high school coaches he has gone to their office and done that, and they won't say nothing because
he probably get off doing that.
But because he is a college head coach, and they get starstruck. I'm not gonna be starstruck because I always tell people I know a lot of college coaches coaching high school ball right now. Trust me. So don't get. Hey,
they might get a job and all that kind of stuff, so they gonna cut down a little bit.
Your ass one play away from being a high school coach, so don't get it twisted. So, and I understand when you get that logo on your chest when you come to the school. Hey, coach, how are you? People get starstruck because I know they want the best for their player, but I ain't finna play that. Because guess what?
No, we said
you think I'm finna go over there to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium? And I'm a coach coming to visit you, and I'm gonna put my feet up on your desk. Yeah, coach. I know you want one of my players. Here go my feet. I'm gonna put my feet up on your desk. Man, shit.
And anyway. We said Al State. We said we finna come to your house. As you know, Al State, we always have to play on the road. Mm-hmm. We finna come in your house, put our feet on your table,
and go in your refrigerator. And go in your refrigerator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just saying, dog. So if you don't set the boundary, and I get what Coach did, right? Right, I get it. I totally understand where Coach Prime was coming from. Like I said, I just think it could have been handled a little different. But I understand where Coach Prime was coming from. You know,
Now,
especially
let me put on my Coach Prime Colorado Colt member jacket and say this right here.
Pickaby
Most time when
newsletter.
Coach Prime act like that towards somebody, they done did some overstepping. So he come and overstep back. Most
Okay.
of the time I see, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on this situation.
No, you may be right. That's why I say context matters. They may have had an interaction. Like, for example, here's a perfect example. The college scouts, the NFL scouts may have met with them and say, hey, guys, we're going to run the 40. This is what we do. We like guys to hold it for 2. Like, they could have had a preliminary meeting with the players. All right, guys, all y'all who's running the 40, these are the kind of the rules of what we're doing, right? Or, and again, I don't know this, or you could have had a guy just ran the 40 and he rolled out of it and he could have been going back over the rules again for the timers. See, context matters, but when you cut film up, you don't know where that stuff goes. You see what I'm saying? They may have showed that first and then show all the guys run the 40, or he could have been in there and did what? 2 guys ran the 40 and rolled out of it, and they had to rerun the 40 because they rolled out of the start. And he was going in there to reiterate the rules. Like, hey guys, you got to give us a 2 count on there so we can have the timers ready. These are all the things I'm saying, but context matters. Now, I know Coach Prime put out a thing. He was talking about the white line, you know, where they had to be behind the white line, on the white line. I don't know that. I'm not getting into that. Yeah.
That white line could make a difference on your time if you're behind the white line.
Of course it
right
does.
There on the white line.
Of course it does. But again, right? I don't know how they marked it. Are they marking it? See, if I'm behind the white line at the goal line, that means the end line is behind the white line at the 40. If I'm on the white line at the goal line, then I have to be on the white line at the 40. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So that 4 inches is on this side of the 4 inches, has to be on this side of the 4 inches. If I'm on this side of the 4 inches, then I have to be on this side of the 4 inches. I don't know what all happened. And at this point, I don't necessarily even care. Chef Jerome, we don't have enough information to determine if Prime was in the right or wrong. Prime spoke to his players directly. He didn't say a word to the scout. No, I agree, Jerome. I agree, dog. But at the end of the day, you know how to big time somebody without talking to him. Like when I do you, dog.
Yeah, well,
like,
when he brought the dude name up, if he would just say, y'all do y'all thing, that'll be different. But when he said, forget this guy,
yeah,
that kind of discredit the man, and that's what that man do. So that's the thing about it. But at the same time, Coach Hayes, you do have some people that's hating on Colorado.
Sure.
Like, I feel like you're a kind of person that's neutral. Some people say you're a hater, but I feel like you're neutral, but the cult members make you blow a head gasket. Sometimes you get talking crazy. But for the most part,
I get to talking crazy.
To be neutral.
I get to talking crazy.
Yeah. Until they push you to that level, then you just try to match their energy, and then y'all both start. You know how they say you can't argue with a fool.
Because I want to show them how crazy they sound. Matter of fact, I need Chef Jerome to call on in here. I'm still waiting for him to come to the kitchen, but I got the Ohio play on here too. But to your point, like I said, when you call a man a fool, I mean, when you say, man, don't listen to that dude you just met him. If he's a scout, you just discredit us what the scout is saying. And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. All I'm saying is Prime could have been 1,000% correct, and the guy could have been 1,000% wrong. The interaction is all I'm saying. That's it. And I've said that like 10 times already.
And one of your brothers.
I didn't want to bring that up, Tiger, because
I didn't want to bring it up either. But I was like, that's another thing with just like, but you see how the brothers did Prime down there in Jackson. So you never know.
I get that.
Know what was going on.
But listen, the same people, because I talk sports, I done had people told me I hate myself. I'm not black because I talk about Colorado. Like, bro, the dude just told me, hold on, I'm going to show you something. You talk about black. I don't know if you can see the show. The dude, Jay Brown, right here, I'm turning into the black coach JB I see. Like Jason Brown, Coach Jason Brown. Bro.
Oh, yeah, the coach that be hating on that. See, he straight be hating on Pride. He mad because Pride can do stuff that he can't do.
No, but
Pride can fly. He can just jump high. Hey, he mad about that.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is, I don't know, man. F them people, man. Ohio player, I'm coming to you, baby. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Tiger, I'm looking at it. I saw that. But again, what was the backstory? Is there a backstory? I heard somebody said in the chat the guy was a pro scout from Denver. So he's probably been to Colorado quite often since they're right there. I mean, Denver and Boulder is 35, 45 minutes away from each other? So he's probably been to that facility quite a bit, just looking at that or coming to games or so forth and so on. And maybe they've had an interaction prior to. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah. I feel like there's some kind of animosity there trying to do him like that. That's what I feel. And see, if you was a real hater, Coach Hayes, you'd have brought that out early. You'd have said that. And
I know
that's how you know I'm not a Colt member, because I said it too. Like, I don't think a Colt member would have said that either.
I know. I think you'd be getting the pamphlets though. So here's a Colt member, Chef Jerome. He said he was speaking of Prime. Y'all just met him. We got to stop being so sensitive. If he wanted to shit on the dude, he would have told him to get the hell out of there. See, this is when you omit certain things. He didn't just say, y'all just met him. He said, forget that dude. Y'all just met him. You discredit him. When you say forget, the dude is a scout, from my understanding. Forget that dude. But see, when you only context matters, Jerome. So when you only use that,
he get paid to do what he does.
No, but not even that. When you take out the entirety of the quote, as you put it in quotations, it hits different. If I come in and say, y'all just met that guy, do what you do, that sounds way different than, hey man, forget that dude. Y'all just met him, do what you do. I didn't change my tonality. I didn't change nothing. But those few words make a difference. Come on, Jerome, you smarter than that. See, Chef Jerome says, show me the clip where he said, forget that dude. I literally played it because people are trying to say that Coach Prime said, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
This is cult behavior. I'm about to lose my shit. Sorry. I know. Because this is cult behavior, dog. This is cult behavior. As viral as that clip went, that is clearly in the clip. But he said, show me the clip. So guess what, Jerome? When I show you this clip, I need you to call in. I played it on here earlier. But this is the kind of stuff. This is the cult behavior. Hold up. Here's the cult behavior in Ohio play. I'm coming to you next. And see, this is the biggest problem. When I say this, now I'm a hater because, right? This is why you become a hater. Because you have to show these clips. All right, here we go. Are you listening, Jerome? Are you listening? Are you listening?
1, 2. We supposed to get the white. Y'all start how y'all been started. Just let me do y'all thing, all right? We get all the white. Do what y'all.
I'm sorry. He said, forget this man here. I apologize. He didn't say forget that dude. He said, forget this man here. Y'all do what y'all do. Did you hear that, Tiger, or no?
Y'all do.
All right.
Let's play it again for Jerome.
One, 2. We supposed to get the white. Y'all start how y'all been started. Just let me do y'all thing, all right? We get all the white. Do what y'all do.
Okay. So again, rewind selector. How many times I got to take you to the woodshed, dog? How many times, Tiger, I got to take Chef Jerome to the woodshed?
Hey, Jerome gonna jump out there. He gonna jump in front of that bus and protect anything CU. 95% of the time, every 5% of the time he'll call it like it is. But for most time, he gonna side with CU. And I get it. I understand.
See, this is what makes you lose it. Like I said, he never said anything close to that. Bro, did you not just hear the clip, dog? This you can't help. This is why I lose it. This is why I call people cult members. It's on video. It's their video. This is why you can't help them, dog.
Hey, look. Go ahead and
college bound.
Jump off there.
College bound. I'm sorry. Tiger. I'll say this and I'm going to get Ohio player. College bound just said he didn't say forget that dude. I know. I was trying not to. What did he say? What did he say? Tiger, what did he say?
Hey, sorry, he said forget that dude to me. Like that's what it sounded like he said to me. It kind of drop out when he said it, but that's what it sounded like he said. I know he didn't cuss though, like how Marcus Wiley said he cussed.
No, he didn't curse. Marcus Wiley full of it. Chef Jerome says he didn't say that, coach. Play with your AirPods on. Bro, I got on some beat headphones, dog. Like, what are you talking about? I'm listening to beat headphones. What are you talking about? He came up there and said, do what y'all do. Forget this dude. Y'all just met him. Do what you do. And we still trying to justify that he didn't. He said it. It's clear as day. Anyway, yeah, call on in, Jerome. Tiger, dog. Hey, stop going to the mailbox. Stop getting them pamphlets that's coming from Boulder, Colorado. Stop getting them pamphlets, dog. They're going to get you eventually, dog. Trust me.
Hey, if LeJounte get picked before the scrub roll, we're going to have a conversation.
That may just very well happen, though. Listen, I can't dispute that. That might just happen. I don't think so, but that might just happen. But here's the question.
It's going to happen.
What happens if Restrepo get picked before LeJounte? Are we still going to have that conversation?
Yeah, we can have that conversation. We can have that conversation and we can go through all the pick plays.
I already gave you the open invitation, baby. I'm waiting on you whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we're going to do it. All right, Coach Hayes, I'm listening to the rest of the show, man.
Be good, dog. Be good. All right, Ohio player. He plays so well. Wouldn't y'all agree? Shout out to Kenton. Yeah, Royo probably going before both of them, believe it or not. Ohio player, talk to me, baby.
Hey, what's up, Coach Hayes? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, man. Thank you for your patience, man.
All right.
I had some Tiger short ribs on the grill. I had to make sure they were nice and done.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that little funky violin music, comes out so smooth.
Man. Maybe we could do a concert together, Ohio player. Maybe we could do a concert.
Oh, yeah. We could do it.
Talk to me.
But I'm gonna get like Colorado. I heard y'all was talking about the scout from Denver. Now, Coach Prime was having a good conversation with Coach Sean Payton, and they were having a real good conversation. I was looking at it well off media, so they talked for a long period of time. So it may have been squashed. If that did happen, it may have been squashed, and Coach Prime, he's a man, he'll probably say, hey, I ain't mean no harm, it was a misunderstanding, and we'll move on from there, because them two really did have, because that was the one coach that Coach Prime did have a long conversation with. That was Coach Sean Payton.
Okay.
So I don't know how much we could play into that. I looked at Shiloh's time 4-5, and I think that was an impressive run. But for some reason, you got haters out there thinking it was kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? I said, what do you mean kind of slow? The ones that hate. I said 4-5 is solid for a safety. I said it's not cornerback, but he's a strong safety. And I said 4-5 is impressive for a strong safety. I said Ed Reed ran a 4-5. he ran a little slower than Shiloh, and then there's a few others. And so I said that was a pretty.
What did he run though?
So
What did he run? 4.5 what though? What did he run? Was he what was it?
4.52.
Okay.
4.52.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was impressive.
Like
And,
Jerome said, that's close enough to a
Shiloh.
4.4, so it don't matter. Like Jerome say, it's closer to a 4.4. Like I get it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd say, but like, they said start off time was, not as good. So that probably affected him a little bit. Even though somebody well off, he had him clocking at 4 or 5. But just like I said, that was somebody from, the camera crew. So, how much goes into that, I don't know. But I said that's a very solid run, and I solid run by Shiloh. And I think he just entered the draft, second, maybe third day. So, that remains to be seen.
Gotcha.
I think Colorado got 6 or 7 guys that potentially can get drafted. 6 or 7. Do you think that's too high? Too.
Hold on. Now talk to me, Ohio player. And I love you, dog. We play on.
Yeah.
You told me Colorado got 6 or 7 players that's going to be drafted.
6 that potentially could get drafted. Now,
potentially could be drafted. Okay, that's a different. The word potentially. But how many do you think will be drafted? Let's put a little bit more anchor on that.
Automatic, I think, Shador and Travis, automatic. Shiloh, like I said, I believe LeJohntay and Will Shepard, do you think they can get drafted? Especially LeJohntay. I think LeJohntay going to get drafted. That's my personal opinion.
I could go
Will
with that.
Shepard.
I could see LeJohntay in the later rounds, definitely. I could. I said, I see 2 and 2 possibles. That's how I am. I feel like a game of spades.
How about Simon Gregg?
He might be in my possible. I think he was, because he was hella more productive than Shador. But what does give Shiloh. But what does give Shiloh the bump is the Sanders name. Let's call a spade a spade. We can't deny that. But that's why I said 2 and 2 possibles. We know, I think the shoe-ins are Shador and Travis. So I think everybody,
the shoe-in.
We got a consensus that those 2 are for sure. But I think there could be other 2. Now, do I think other guys may get undrafted free agent opportunities? Sure. But we're talking about the draft. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think Bentley and Benson will get, free agent, at the worst, free agent, pickup, So
okay.
So we'll see. That's why I said it was, so I said, I'm standing on 3 and 2 possible. I'm standing on, of course, Shador and Travis and Shiloh. And 3, Shiloh maybe a later round, day 2 or day 3 pick, but I think he's gonna get drafted because of the Sanders name, and he did have an impressive 40 time, and he's the CEO of the headache game. He caused a lot of fumbles and a lot of incompletion with his hit, so he's scared to hit anybody.
Okay.
So I think that works in his favor. I think Colorado, like I said, people say, well, who's the quarterback? I would like to see K-Salt as the starting quarterback. That's my personal preference. 22, 23 years old, 5th-year senior, they got experience. Now, I'm not saying Juju knocks it out the park. I mean, especially in the drills and in the scrimmages and stuff like that.
Sure.
And hey, he's a 5-star. I don't mind. But I think K-Salt has got the experience on the college level. You know what I'm saying? He's 24 as a starter, and he's a dual threat, and like I said, Juju is 17, so his time is going to come.
Sure.
So that's my own personal opinion about that. What you think?
I agree. I think it's Caden Salter's job to lose. I don't necessarily see him losing it, but it is his job to lose, in essence, or barring injury. You never want to put injury on him, so knock on wood. So, Caden Salter breaks a shoelace, then, and Juju comes in and does a great job. I don't know. But I believe strongly that it is Caden Salter's job to lose. That's just how I feel about it. Hold on. 11:48. Give me 1 second. I'm coming to you. I'm with the Ohio player right now. We making some good music.
Right on.
Talk to me.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
And how you think? Did you hear anything about Ed Reed, the Devin Hester may come aboard, or that's just a rumor? Come on, come on.
I didn't hear anything about Ed Reed, but I did hear something about Devin Hester. I don't know if he was going to come and kind of do what Champ Bailey did, if he was coming to actually be a part. I know Devin Hester got some younger kids too, so I don't know if he wants you know, I don't know if he wants to get into that game. I think Devin Hester got some kids that's coming up through high school football now. That doesn't mean he won't go to Colorado and do some things, but I don't know if he wants to make that type of time sacrifice, knowing that you got kids that, you know, that need you here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying he won't, you know, go up or be a part, kind of maybe do like how T.O. did, come on game day, be a part of the process and so forth. But I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. You know, everything, like I said, you just only guess at it. You know, we really don't know. I think Marshall Faulk and the running backs, listen to Marshall Faulk, I think he can help greatly in that department. And so the running backs they had last year, Augustine, what's the number 29? I forgot his name. So from
Michael Welch. Michael Welch.
Yeah, I think them three. Yeah, and I think them three. They listen to you know, Coach Faulk, you know, and what he does, you know, and how he does it, especially on game field. You know, I think you know, that running game could be, you know, something to look out for. So
I'll say this to you, Ohio. Okay, I'll say this
ahead.
to you real quick, Ohio player. I don't think it's a running back issue. I think it's an O-line issue and calling the running plays issue. I don't think Dalen Hayden is an issue. I don't think Michael Welch is an issue. I don't think any of the running backs are the issue. The issue is you got to give them enough time on task, and you got to be able to block that thing up so they can get busy. I don't think any of them are the running issue. It's not like they can't run the ball. I don't think they get the opportunity, enough opportunities to run the ball consistently where they can get into a rhythm, right? And I don't think that is blocked up very well for them to make things happen when they do get those limited opportunities.
Exactly. I think he's gonna hit the transfer portal because, you know, I think he got solid offensive lineman coming in, you know, and I think, you know, he's looking more at the transfer portal because, you know, some guys that are coming from these, you know, top tier schools like, you know, the Power Five, like the Alabama, the Clemsons and the Georgias. I heard some, you know, their 5 stars or 4 stars maybe thinking about going into the portal. So, you know, there's potential there. So, like always, and like I said, you know, get that line. And the only difference between last year is Shador getting, you know, prepared for the draft and looking, you know, he looked spectacular this particular season, this past season. And I think the running game will be more implemented in this particular offense because, you know, Shador is not there, you know, and K-Salt there. K-Salt sometimes runs himself. So I think it'd be more opportunities for the running game this year. You know,
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Totally agree.
But I know you got smoke callers. Always
yes, sir.
Talk to you, Coach Hayes.
I appreciate it, man.
That Coach Hayes rings the bell here in Ohio too. So
I love it, man. Well, play on, Ohio player. Play on, my man.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You too. All right. All right, man. I got 11:48. Give me a quick second. I just want to answer a quick question. And I'm gonna come to 11:48 here in a second. Hold on. I just want to make sure. So really quickly, Gregory Davis. Shout out to Gregory Davis, member in the building. Put the wrong thing up. Says, Coach, what's the hash mark answer? So real quick, I was asking about the red line you see Colorado has. I explained that. And then I started talking about the hash marks. Okay. The difference in the hash marks is actually for the quarterback, believe this or not. The hash marks are for the throwing, right? When you're in high school, the reason the hash marks are further apart, most people in high school want to throw the ball to the wide side of the field, which is actually counterintuitive. When you want to throw to the short side, it's a shorter throw. Why? Because their arms are not as strong. When you go to college, you do the same thing. And in the NFL, they try to keep it down the middle because you're a pro. You should be able to throw that ball the same way, this way or that way. That's what high school, it's for the advantage in the quarterback throwing the football. Believe that or not. That's what the hash marks are all for. So the hash marks are designed to actually help in the throwing game, right? That's really what it's designed for, to help in the throwing game, okay? For example, here's a perfect example. They do this in baseball. Major League Baseball pitching mounds are 60 feet, 6 inches from home plate. Little League is 46 feet. Why is that? Why is that? Because the little arms can't throw as far. Just like when you see in elementary school, an 8-foot rim versus the 10-foot rim, right? Think about little kids would never make a basket on a 10-foot rim if they had to play. That's what it's all about. So hopefully, Gregory, I answered your question when it comes to the hash marks and why they design. All right, let me get to 11:48. That'll be the last call for the night as well. 11:48. Let me cut the phone line off. All right, call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
Yeah, you know you had to say the best for last, Coach A. You know who it is. It's the chef, baby.
The sous chef Jerome in the building, boy. Is my hot water ready, sous chef? Is the hot water ready?
I know you hear that sizzle in the back, man. I know you. We hibachi style with it tonight.
Come on, not
what's
Jerome.
going on, Coach Hayes?
I'm good, Jerome, but come on, dog. You clearly didn't watch the video and you didn't hear Coach Prime say, forget that dude. You just met him.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Coach Hayes. I watched the video several times. I didn't hear that, man. I didn't hear it. But if everybody's saying he said that, I don't understand why we can't hear it clearly.
Because his voice turned.
Half of the people are saying, oh, go ahead.
I was saying because his voice turned away from the microphone when he said it. You can hear it. It's not. That's why Marcellus Wiley he said, F that dude. Well, I don't believe Coach Prime don't curse. So I don't see this situation make him curse. If he don't curse about his ex-wife, then he ain't cursing about this.
I'm sure he cursed about her all the time. Either way, whether he said it or not, that's what he was basically saying.
I agree.
So with me, it's just not enough context to say whether he was right or wrong. Would I have liked to see him handle it differently? Of course. Like don't want to do that to another man, a black man at that, and then be disrespectful in front of your players. If this is just us looking on it from the outside in, we have no idea. He could have told that scout, hey, don't try to do anything. Like, we got this. And he look around the corner, he over there teaching him. Like, I don't know the concept.
I agree with that 100%, Jerome. 1,000%. I agree with you. That's why I say context matters. So when people are jumping all over this, and it's a soundbite, my thing is this. Bucky and them got the footage, put it all out then to clear it up. Well, you don't have to, but I'm saying it's their footage. It's not like if somebody took this on a cell phone. It's their footage. You know that camera don't stop rolling.
Yeah, they got it. And I don't know if they just like, we ain't clearing nothing up, or if it ain't nothing to clear up, meaning he said what everybody's saying he said. But either way,
true story.
I wish it would have went a little different. I think Coach Pryor probably feels the same. But yeah, I don't think it's a big of a deal as everyone's making it, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think me and you agree on that. I like I said earlier, I don't have a problem with what he said. I think I just have more of an issue of how the approach is based on this clip. Now, to your point, you make a great point. What if one of the strength and conditioning coaches told that dude, hey, man, we got it. Don't worry about it. And then this is his second time coming over there. And Prime like, damn, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Yeah.
You know? But based on this particular clip, just going off what I see. But anyhow.
Yeah, you can only go with the evidence you have. But you're gonna have to start calling me Chef Nostradamus, Coach A. So when I was on your show cooking you at the beginning of the season,
you don't even believe
a lot
that.
of the stuff that I said happened. I said it would be 9-3 or 9-4. I said we would compete for a Big 12 championship. It was a 4-way tie. We didn't get there, but it was a 4-way tie. Tiebreaker came in, messed us up. I also said bringing in some dogs on the D line, and we would have one of the best D lines in the conference. Led the conference in sacks. I then said we would have 2 top 10 draft picks. We already do that. But I said that we would probably have about 4 to 5 players get drafted. Now, do I still feel that same way? I might be more of a 3 to 4 range now, but I don't know. I think we're somewhere between 3 and 5. We have the 2 guaranteed. We actually have 3 guarantees because to be Shiloh's a guarantee for whatever reason it may be, nepotism, who knows. He's going to get an opportunity, in my opinion. And then there could be a couple of other guys who get an opportunity. But where do you stand on the draft picks? I've been hearing you say 2 to 3, 3 to 4.
I have not.
I don't know. Early on, I think
I said 2 and a
I don't remember
possible.
what you said.
I said 2 and 2 possibles. That's what I've been saying, dog. I've not been saying 10 or 15. You got some people out here, including content creators, that were saying to me, oh, we got to have 10, 12, 15 draft picks. I want to see them videos. But anyway.
Yeah. No, that's not taking place. Where do you I've been wanting to ask you this. I don't know if you've spoke on it already, but Shador, like, where do you think is the best fit for him to go for the teams that kind of need a quarterback?
Here's the thing about, okay, because like when Tiger was on talking about cold weather places and all this, I mean, I get where Prime is going with that. I understand that. Cool. But when people start talking cold weather, the Green Bays, I can understand. I'm trying to think like the crazy cold
Buffaloes.
weather.
Buffalo.
Yeah. We're only talking about 3 or 4 teams, though. We're not talking about out of the 32 teams, we're talking about maybe Minnesota play inside, so that's not a big deal. I mean, of course, Green Bay can get, like I said, I looked up Green Bay. Their average in January is 20 to -1 is their high to low. That's cold as hell. That's cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. But when Tiger trying to talk about, see, this is why I say he be teetering on the coat line. When he talking about Tennessee is a cold weather sport. Bro, they below the Mason-Dixon line, bro. Stop it, dog.
There we hot as hell in Tennessee.
Like we gotta stop this, dog. Like Tennessee is considered the South. They make Jack Daniels, and you talking about it get cold there. Come on, bro. 49-degree weather is football weather, bro.
No, for sure. So where do you think he gonna land, or like where do you think, if you had to bet some money on it, where do you think he's gonna land?
I know he ain't gonna land in Tennessee because my dog gonna be there.
Hey, that's a bad play for Mr. Ward, man. Unfortunately, that's a bad play.
Man, that's on him, dog. I don't care about that. My dog was number 1 overall. Look here, dog. It is what it is. Bro, what if he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars behind Trevor Lawrence? Ugh.
Man, that would be crazy, man. That would be crazy.
I don't think New York. I hope he doesn't go to Cleveland. I think that's a crap program, bro. And you know what's funny? It's something about Cleveland and people from, like, players from Miami, not the University of Miami, like people who are from there. Everybody plays there, dog, from the crib. My homeboy Bush played at Cleveland. You had Dwayne Bowe played at Cleveland. Duke Johnson played at Cleveland. Chad Johnson played at Cleveland. Not Chad Johnson. Chad Thomas. What you call him, man? Major 9. He played at Cleveland. Like Travis Benjamin played at Cleveland. I'm just talking about all these dudes. It's something about Cleveland and Miami they love, but they're a crap organization.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they're going to take, one of the best players, either Travis or Abdul. I don't want him to go to New York either. I'm not worried about the brand, the big markets. Like he is his own brand. He's gonna be fine with that. I don't know if he falls to Pittsburgh, man. It would have been dope if Cam Moore would have ended up in the Browns somehow. He would have went to Pittsburgh. We get to see them play each other twice.
Hold up, you talking about 21? You talking about the 21st pick overall?
No, trading up for sure.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, boy, hey, these Colt members will lose their mind. The NFL is rigged.
I think they trade up, man. If he does follow Pittsburgh, I think Vegas is still in play, even though everyone says they're not. I think the Saints are in play, but I think the Saints will be willing to trade if someone willing to move up to 9 to get him. I don't think Pittsburgh moves all the way up to 9. I think they move to like the 12, 13 range. with like Dallas or San Fran, but I got Raiders, Saints, or the Steelers. I think those are the three teams that he could potentially end up with. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you saying best overall he'll be pick 6 unless somebody trades up higher than that?
Yeah.
You know how much they'll be giving up to
mean,
get to that spot? You know how much they're going to have to give up to get to those higher than 6?
Yeah, no, I don't think that nobody's only team I see trading up is Pittsburgh, and that I don't think they'll get past 12 or 13, man. Like even that's asking a lot. But I think if the Saints pass up on him, then I think Pittsburgh will start trying to make a move, whether they get in that 12, 13, maybe even 14 range. But
and I'll say this,
I don't think he goes
I
no
say
lower
this,
than
I'm not an NFL guru by no shot. I'll be honest, I watch it, I don't study it. NFL just not my thing. I think it's too political for me, right? Too many guys making business decisions, and I understand why they do. It's just not my cup of tea. But I mean, hell, the Patriots just got rid of my dog Joe Milton and sent him to Cowboys. Yeah. But they just picked up somebody though, didn't they? Didn't they just get somebody? The Patriots?
I don't know who they got over there as a quarter. I think they brought in somebody. I don't know. Well, it wasn't Daniel Jones. I don't know, but
I know they had Drake May, but they just brought somebody in. Somebody in the chat. Oh, Flawed, you in here? Flawed, let us know, who did they just pick up?
What I do know about the NFL when it comes to quarterbacks in the draft,
Josh Dobbs,
at least over
Tennessee.
the past.
Yes.
Oh, Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
Okay, Dobbs is cool, man.
Yeah,
he's
Josh
a
Dobbs
decent
from Tennessee.
backup.
Yeah.
But what I do know is when the NFL, as it relates to quarterbacks in the draft, they get it wrong way more than they get it right.
Of course.
And we can go do some research on that, but they get it, especially when you're in this top 1 to 5 range. Like they're not accurate at all when it comes to picking quarterbacks in this range. Of course, you got the Joe Burrows, Cam Newtons, things of that sort, but you also got where they miss on Lamar. They miss on Pat, where he goes like 10 or something like that. They take Josh Rosen like top 8, 9, 10. Like they miss a lot.
Listen, here's what's funny. I don't know how Mel Kiper still got a job. Bro, this is the only thing he does. He don't be on nobody else's show throughout it. You've never seen Mel Kiper in July. Have you ever seen Mel Kiper in October? Have you ever seen? Never. This dude picks everything. He got one job, but he has created something. I can't be mad at him. But he has created a lane for himself that is awesome, that you could be wrong and still be right, if that makes sense, if you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like baseball. It's like baseball, Mel Kiper. I look at his list like a batting average. You know, you hitting 3 out of 10, that's 30%. But you hitting 300, man. You probably leading the league.
Bro, you leading the league.
That's how I look at Mel Kiper's list, man.
Exactly. So to that point, Jerome, exactly. Now, here's the funny thing. One thing I know they're going to get right is that first pick overall, baby. It's all about the youth. But let me ask you this. Do you think that Shedeur should be first pick overall?
I think that if we're going off of quarterback, Shedeur is the best quarterback in the draft. If they're going off of quarterback athlete, I think that's Cam Ward. So I guess it just depends on what you're looking for. Now, I have no idea why Shedeur is dropping like he's dropping when he was so-called the number 1, number 2 pick the entire college season. I don't know what's changed. I think Shannon Sharp be saying the same thing, but I think Cam Ward's worthy of the number 1 pick, but I think Shedeur is a better quarterback than Cam Ward. From a mental aspect, from a understanding of the game. Now, I think Cam's a better athlete for sure, but I can't pinpoint why Tennessee's taking Cam Ward over Shedeur at the quarterback position. I don't know if they know their O-line is terrible because Will Levis got sacked like 42 times last season or something, and Cam Ward's more mobile, but I don't know. But to me, Shedeur's QB1. What are your thoughts on that? Because I don't think you had Cam Ward over Shedeur last time we spoke, or
I did,
listening
and
to the show at all.
And I did. And I'm going to tell you why. There's only one reason. Escapability to what you just said. I think Ken Ward has a little bit stronger arm than Shador, right? But not by much, but a little stronger arm, a little more fire on it across the middle, right? I think his intermediate balls have a lot more heat on them.
Yeah.
I think, and I believe his escapability. I think that's what separates them, right? I think they're both accurate. I think they're both anticipatory throwers, right? I think a lot of things. I think they're both very cerebral players. However, I will say this, and people may not like this, but I think the plan, especially last year, backfired. And here's what I say about the plan. I think the plan was a great idea of how to skew some numbers in regards to completion percentage. But I don't believe they thought it would be 55 or 52 sacks. I don't think they thought it would have gotten that high. Because when you see the graphic come up on the TV, 38 touchdowns, 75% completion, 4,000 yards, they very rarely put the sacks up there. So I thought it was a great idea. But I think it did backfire, right? And then once it became a thing, then it's like everybody said, look over there. There's the ghost. Now everybody's paying attention to it. Right. So, so when I look at it, maybe you can agree or disagree, but then are the numbers as genuine as they appear to be? Because when I take a sack, it goes against the rushing, not my passing like it does in the NFL. Right? But I'm a quarterback. Who cares how much I run the ball? But if I don't throw the ball away, it doesn't hurt my completion percentage. Right?
Correct.
So I'm throwing 74, 75%. But if I'm getting sacks, imagine the 8 sacks. Let's just say 8 sacks. Let's just say 4 of those he could have thrown away. 28 of 35 looks way different than 24 of 35.
Correct.
You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So there's the idea. Like, I think Prime sat in his office and devised 2 great plans. One was for Travis Hunter, because I don't believe Travis Hunter wins the Heisman playing one side of the ball. I do not believe Travis Hunter. I think he'd been a great player. He would have won some awards, but he would not have been a candidate playing one side of the ball or the other. Right? That's just my opinion.
Correct.
But with those powers combined, he is Captain Planet, if that makes sense, right? That's what pushed him over the edge. And with Shador, I thought they had a good plan. And I believe that they thought that Shador could throw them out of the protection. He could get the ball out of his hands faster than they could sack him. But when you came to the Pac-12 and now the Big 12 levels, those guys are moving just a step faster than they were at the Jackson State, at the SWAC level, where you still took a lot of sacks there. What, he took 39, 40 there, somewhere in there?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that range.
Right. So they still thought, man, we could get away with 39 or 40 sacks. Like, we're cool with that. But that shit multiplied by another 16, and it became, So I'm saying all that to say, I think it created a bad habit. And I remember talking to Rob the Man Media about this. I never forget this. We were watching a well-off media clip or something when they first started that. And I watching one, and Shador ran the ball and didn't throw it away to keep the yardage. He took the sack in practice. And my coaching mind, my coaching eyeball said, hold up. Throw the ball away, bro. And he didn't. So when I think me and Rob came on the show that time, I mentioned that, and Rob said, oh, coach, what you don't know is they're having a quarterback completion percentage challenge. And I said, in my opinion, that creates bad habits. I would rather have a lower percentage and be second and 10 than a higher percentage and second and 17.
I agree. And
so I think
I
that
think
created, I'm
that-
just saying this.
Oh, go
and you
ahead.
got, no, I'm just saying this and you got it. So when I saw that, I said, oh, and then as the season went on, I didn't think of it until the season goes on. I referred back to that, like I remember it today, like, damn, maybe that was the plan. But that's right.
Yeah. No, it definitely was the plan. And I think, like you said, he had a plan for Shador and Travis. I think they were extremely successful on both plans. I mean, they executed both plans to a T, man. They accomplished their goals.
Sure.
And is it going to hurt him in the draft? It could, but you know, like I know, getting hurt in the draft is really only good for you. Well, the only thing that really gets hurt is your pockets as you fall.
That's
The
correct.
more you fall, the better the team that you're going to go to. So, is he really getting hurt? Yeah, the money, but I truly believe that he'll be in the league for a good amount of time. And everyone knows your second contract is when you really get the bread. But that's the reason I think that Shador has a better upside than Cam Ward, and he's my QB1. Now, I like Cam. I think Cam's a phenomenal athlete, quarterback. I think he's going to be really good in the league as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what we just talked about with Shador and holding on to the ball, once that habit is broken and he just can play free, you're not in college anymore. You don't got to worry about getting drafted. You play free out here. You damn sure ain't taking no sacks from some of these linebackers and ends coming off that edge. No way. So now that he can throw the ball away, play freely, that's just going to improve his game even more to where he's not in that mentality or mindset. Completion percentage, completion percentage, completion percentage. Once he gets rid of that habit, and who knows how long it'll take, but once that's gone, he's going to reach another level. And Shador Sanders at another level is going to be scary, dog. It's going to be extremely scary. So I feel like he has a higher upside. I think Cam Ward is at his peak in regards to being able to play the game of football. I don't see a lot of flaws in his game. He does have a little Brett Favre in him, but you kind of want that. You want the gunslinger to, try to make the throws that people are afraid to make. But I can't like really pinpoint something like I can with Shador and say, hey, if he improves this guy's going to go to another level. And that's what I see with Shador, with him holding on to the ball too long, not throwing the ball away. That's a game changer right there. You go from having a 3rd and 13 to having a 3rd and 3. That changes everything. So
everything,
I feel like once he fixes that, it's going to be a whole different player that we're going to see, man. But that's just my opinion on Shador. I think he's going to be great. I think they're going to break that habit. He's going to have to break it, or he's going to break his back. So he got two options.
Don't you do it? Hey, hold up, Jerome. Don't you do that? Because when I said it, you're a hater. You wish he was broke his. I said the man broke his back. No. You remember that? And bro, they ran me through the coals because I said that. I'm like, bro, he broke his back. Like you literally broke your back, dog. But
yeah,
let me ask you a quick question. Give you a scenario. Shador goes to Miami. Since people like to bring this up all the time, I'm just asking. Shador goes to Miami. Are they still 10-2?
Miami Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Shador goes to Miami. Yeah, for sure. I think you can insert. I think him and Cam are interchangeable. Now, if you ask me the flip side of that,
that's what's coming next. Cam goes to Colorado. Are they still 9-3?
Oh, man. Now, I would be honest. I believe
the kitchen getting hot, Jerome. The kitchen getting hot. The kitchen getting hot, Jerome. The kitchen getting hot.
No, I believe the records would stay the same, man. I think at the college level, they both would succeed at either one of the programs. I think Cam Ward would have done the same at Colorado, and I think Shador would have done, the same at Miami. I think they're interchangeable, honestly. I just say Shador has a better upside. But I know Shador would have had, in my opinion, way less sacks. And he's sitting back there. The numbers would have been the same, man. You got to understand that, like, the completion percentage thing, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Shador was set up and people aren't really giving him credit because Travis Hunter's a Ferrari. He is a Ferrari. But a Ferrari can't do anything without the engine, man.
There you go.
You can sit there, it can look nice and pretty. Shador's the engine, man. And I don't think people understand. You take Cam Ward off of Miami and put in some other quarterback, I think they still win 7-8 games. You take Shador off of Colorado, you're looking at a 4-win team, dog. Now, of course, if you replace him with another quarterback like Cam Ward, but I'm talking about these backups that are on the teams. Shador was the captain of that ship. He's the reason why everything went
That's
the
a
way
fair
that
statement.
it went. It
That's a
wasn't
fair
because of
statement.
Travis.
No, that is a fair statement. I agree. I agree with you. I think Travis on the defensive side definitely made major contributions. But to your point, 2 was the V8 engine in that thing. You 1,000%. So without 2, get what y'all gonna do? Run the ball? Because that's all they did. Even when you go, because even when you went to spring practice, right? Ryan Staub was a 50-50 in the spring practice, right? But when you looked at Shador at the spring practice, even though I know it was raining and all that stuff, he was 85% throws in spring practice. Ryan Staub went to 60-40, 60 pass, 40% run. The dude behind him went 40-60. And then the tall dude that was, I think he was a brother of one of them twins or the tall cat from Villanova, Vanderbilt, he was damn near 30-70. He was a 30-70 passer run. So, yeah, they definitely had to talk about it. Man, 2 going to throw this ball. We're going to make it happen. I'm just interested to see how this thing rolls going forward. And like I said, I'm here for it. I'm here for the fun of it. I'm here for the football of it. And like I said, when I just put the video up at the Well Off Media. I haven't watched it because it just don't interest me like that. But when I put it up, I like what Prime said. Right? We're not disciplined. See, one thing about Prime is I'm never mad at what Prime does when I'm talking about from a football perspective.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying the right things. Like, dog, y'all not disciplined. Yeah, he's right. The spring is about creating discipline. You're trying to get all these guys from different walks of life, from different programs. Like I said earlier, Coach X over here may allow certain things in his program he doesn't deem to be relevant, but Prime does. This coach come from over here, so he's got to create the atmosphere. I'm all for that. But some stuff you just not going to pull the wool over my eyes, and I'm not going to allow it, right? And I understand, I had to learn this, Jerome, that some people are just watching this for the first time and they don't have anything to compare it to. So when they do things, I'm not saying Prime, but when things happen in Colorado, they believe that's how it is and that's how it should be. But if you compare it to something, you're like, no, dog, the wheel is still round. Why y'all got a square wheel over here? It's not the most efficient way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
no doubt. Well, I don't want to take up too much more.
Yeah, we about to get up out of here, man.
I just had to call in and chop it with you real quick.
Hey,
man.
The kitchen open, dog. I've been waiting for you, man. I know I felt ill.
I'll be back in the kitchen, man. We'll set something up, man, because there's some other stuff I want to discuss too. But probably after this drive and see how things shake up, man. I'm gonna come.
You said that after the first. See, you be lying to me, dog. You told me last year. You said, man, Jerome. You said after. Now I want to hear that. You said, man, I'd have been to the hospital and I saw the light and I said I ain't going because I got to get Jerome in the kitchen.
Hey, I'm happy for you, man. I'm praying for you, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Down.
For real. Thank you.
Man.
I'm good. I appreciate it, man. But seriously, man, I love to have y'all boys. You know, it's that slow time of the season too, man. Let's get in here. Let's get the cooking, man. I got that hot water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll bring the steak, man. We'll get to it.
Oh, that means just bring yourself, dog. I'm gonna cut you up nice. Hey.
All right, Coach A. I'll at you, man.
All right, brother. Take it easy, man.
All right. Yes, sir. All right, peace.
Shout out to sous chef Jerome in the building. Oh, I got another caller that slipped in here. Oh, all right, hold on. How you got the number? I ain't got the number. Oh, they just hung up. If you just called in anonymous, whoever that is, call back in. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I know it's a 10-second delay. Call in. I'll answer that, and I'm getting out of here. I got to go. I got a WRE ready to rock and roll. We got a lot of work to do. Got a defensive end that's about to commit on the 10th, which is not tomorrow, but the next day. He about to commit on the 10th. So we got to go in and drop his video, man. Shout out to Rodney. His name is Rodney Dunham. He's got Carolina, Notre Dame, Georgia, Duke, and Tennessee. The number two guy on the list. And Juan Manuel relax. Jontavius Wyman is coming next. Jesus. Anonymous, come on, 10 seconds, Anonymous. Whoever just called in and hung up, you got 10 seconds. Look at this. Not Miami. No. Sir, Walmart sells more than great value cereal. Give me a break. You know why I can't, Gmail? Because every pizza is a personal pizza if you believe in yourself. And I believe in me, baby. I believe in me. So that's right. I can't eat just one slice. I can eat one pizza. How about that? Anyway, Anonymous, you ain't make it. So all that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, man. The WRE's coming out. Make sure y'all go ahead and holler at them. Y'all crazy out here in these streets, boy. Y'all make sure y'all holler at me, man. Go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe button, man, for all of this content that comes on this channel. Coach Prime, I ain't mad at you, dog. I just didn't like the way you went about it, but fuck, who am I? I'm just a man doing the best I can. I said I'm going to be on an hour and a half, and I'm always lying to y'all because now it's 2.5 hours up here. So with all that being said, we out of here. Peace. Gonna do some editing. We're going to make it happen. Man, my dog, Big Tiger. Boy, he almost a cult member. That boy be getting them pamphlets in the mail. You know, you get the little pamphlet that fold over 3 ways. You know what I mean? They be like, have you ever thought about those kind of, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Damn, my dog.